Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Good night, everybody. Welcome back to the latest installment of the Just Hold Up podcast, season 2, episode 1.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, a fan.
A big fan of a fan moment right now. I would be pod fathers.
Oh God, a fan now finally address Rashid. Good thing we have security tests.
We have a bigger fan in the background.
Yeah, we have a bigger fan in the background. Which is testament to our guest. So as you know, it's your boy Ruel, aka Tall Man.
Pleasant good afternoon, it's your boy Fussy.
Young manners now. The young Holly dog, serviceman Holly, I should say.
It's 2021, it's a new
Serviceman
year.
to be.
Serviceman Holly.
Right?
You don't know.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's nothing, yeah.
It's a thing for the future.
To be here.
Yeah. Speaking into existence. Right?
Manifest, yeah, manifest.
We have a returning guest.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad because I didn't rehearse your intro the first time.
She had one?
But I feel like if you're returning, then you can have new listeners.
What about I just don't need an introduction.
Oh, you bad like that?
Yeah?
We have Alyssa returning. Alyssa.
Yes. Just Alyssa.
And she was featured on It's All Connected,
You understand?
Yeah.
season 1.
She connect the dust dog.
See on, in case you can't remember it, the wipe one.
That's what you say?
Yeah.
You see?
Back with the accent and all.
See on? That white one only bring one name. I didn't.
What school did you go
See, I
to?
need that
Secondary school.
Bishops.
Which one?
So you were part of the...
Which one?
There's only one.
Alright,
But
but
it's
we
been
got three bishops on
Bishop
wine.
and
Like
the high school.
There's like a
The
man
one
telling
that
he
was
went
taken
press and they bought
over-
which press.
The one that was taken over.
You're not helping me, which one? East or Port
There's only
Space?
one.
Port Space?
There's only
Good,
one.
good, good.
There's
How
only
did you
one.
commemorate your 100 years?
You post a picture yourself?
No.
Van ring?
No, I did not. I did not. But I mean, it was cool to be a part of 100 years. And the story behind it is very profound, actually. No, it's
But I
real.
want to hear what
It's
happened.
real. So the story is that the Bishop of Trinidad and Tobago
This man load only my
founded
Only my
founded this school so that the other girls, meaning the black girls, meaning the girls who were lower socioeconomic status, that they could get educated too, because boys were getting educated, white girls were getting educated, and we were the other girls. So I am proud to be a other girl.
I would like to go
Yeah,
to school.
158 years
I
though.
went to school at
Once.
158.
Girl, I hate this man, nobody.
150.
This man was
About-
down in my school. Right?
about
School
158
was trash.
or-
You went. Right.
158
Just
years
one.
of oppression, yeah.
Thank you, preach.
Sure.
150 years of greatness.
Greatness.
Yeah.
Who does stop down your school? Me?
This
Oh,
guy.
yeah, no, you need to stop that.
Dog.
Dog, your experience does not speak for all of us. So take your time, dog.
Yeah, man.
Don't press that on me. No, I didn't have the best that
Stop
time.
spreading propaganda to me.
Listen to me, listen to me. No,
Propaganda
stop.
It's not false.
I didn't have a good time too,
Hey.
but that was my fault. But that was my fault.
It was good.
It was a great school.
You know,
Why
helping
are
the
you
cause,
trying to?
because it make it sound like if the system gets to you, like you start to blame yourself. But
Why are you trying to stifle my
That's-
voice? Why are you trying to
that's-
speak
We're
about
not
my...
stifling you, but don't force your shit on me now.
I have
Why am I
Yes.
forcing speaking about my experiences?
So it sounds like
These men trying to stifle
have-
my voice.
have now identified with your captor and you are experiencing Stockholm syndrome.
no, I don't say that.
It's a house nigga.
That's what
That's
come
what you're
across.
saying.
But no, but that's what come across.
Wow!
Yeah, real with stuff.
That's what come across. I'm not gonna lie.
So you can talk. Also,
No, I don't believe that's what it is. But the way you say it, that's what it come across now.
Thanks, boy.
Like if
I was in the field, you understand? All this house niggas.
It's okay. It's alright, you know.
We good?
It's alright.
We Gucci?
But we ain't, this is our new season, we won't get
I
into
don't
it.
know what to say to the listeners.
top it off.
it's like we pick up right where we left off, but
To-
he's
to
still
pick-
in
but to-
arguing.
but to- I mean to start it off now, boy.
Mm.
Man, it's a big up, blessed, belated birthday to the king, you, my younger, and then
No,
let's say because we birthday happen when we take the
okay,
break.
but what's in this is not on video now, but so no one knows who you're referring to.
You well.
Alright,
And
thanks.
yeah, you are my younger. My birthday came before you. I'm the oldest man in the room.
Okay.
I just feel that it was necessary to identify that now, man.
Congrats.
Let's give him a moment. Right?
Congrats.
Let's give
Instant
him a moment.
applause.
You know-
Instant applause.
You know, I
But
was
they don't
always
feel like my friends, you know.
I
Like
was
you're
always
supposed to
before-
gas up
doesn't
shit, you know.
age bring wisdom? So what happened?
Say yourself, you know.
Ooh.
Well, because I'm a guest,
Fourth
I guess I
mic.
have to.
Permanent Fort Mike.
I have to be
No, I
respectful.
always gassing you up, dog. Look when you talk about Richard.
I talk about Richard.
He
when
bring up Richard.
we talk about
Oh,
Richard.
alright, cool.
Short men.
You get defensive,
You
so...
understand? And
I
now,
feel like you
And look at you now. Look at you now.
What's that?
Very defensive.
Can I say this on the pod? You have all the birds. You have the most birds in this room.
Hold on. Careful what you say.
birds.
Careful what you say. Careful what you say.
We're back.
I'm having
Not
attention.
birds, bro.
I'm having attention.
Address these people properly.
Yes.
These people. Birds. These people. That's what people say. Talk about us, dog. These people.
There's people.
and
What want me to say?
Address these niggas properly. Like that's
How is it want me to say?
address women properly. But
I just want to
birds.
clear the air. I don't have no birds. I just have attention by people. That's all.
But
Yeah.
of the female
And she
persuasion.
shoots. And she shoots. She shoots. Good.
Yeah, alright, they get more attention than anybody else in this room.
Cool. So
Congrats.
I just think congrats.
yeah, but I don't see that as no big thing. You ain't hear me flaunting that. It's you say it.
Speaking of that, I want to normalize in
What's wrong?
2021 though. I want to normalize nothing fast. You understand?
Excuse me?
I want to normalize nothing fast.
Excuse me? No.
Why should I be made to feel bad because you have fire? You should take the compliments.
Now Michael Che joke on
Imagine having a fire walk dog. The
And you
contradiction.
vex with me.
Yo.
You
Yo,
understand?
sit down.
Why you vex with me? You supposed to take that as a compliment. It is.
You're taking an offensive stand against the WAP dog.
No, I complimenting the WAP dog. I complimenting the WAP
Need to
dog.
calm down, King.
Michael Che have a fire joke about it. He said he had to write a book for sex for women. He's like, men have no books on sex. He's like,
But we have YouTube videos. I mean, I
now you say women have all of these books.
Yes, go and look.
And
Kama Sutra, though.
he's like all men have is to think about the grandmother when they feel like, you know.
Or your teacher.
You know how hard it is.
No. So he said, listen, I gonna write a book and it's gonna be 2 pages. So the first page gonna be not when you're ready. And the second page gonna be the bibliography. Cause that's all you need. And he's like when I go to a restaurant, I like the food. I eat the food when I want to eat the food.
Right.
He's like, and then you know what? Compliments to the chef.
That's exactly.
That's the same thing. Compliments to the chef.
Why should I feel bad because you are WAP? You should be feeling good.
A fire whopper because not because you have a whop means it good.
No, but
Yeah,
question,
that could be a
right?
bad thing. Yeah.
Who told men that it is a problem if they come fast? Just a question, an honest
Women.
question. Women?
The shape
Women.
or
Women?
Alright,
Women.
let's stop. Let's not pretend.
I don't know.
Let's
I
put it
don't know.
down a little bit.
I don't
Though.
know
Yeah,
if
get
it's-
aggressive.
I don't know if it's a generational divide.
No, because she asking this question like she don't know young
Yeah,
girls
that's-
go in the
yeah.
group chats and
Not even just in the group
Wait.
chats. On social media.
I want to point out a very major thing that you just said. What you said?
Young ladies.
girls.
so you know of that.
Young girls. Why
We are young
young?
men.
So why you
young
asking
men.
that question?
No. But why y'all fucking young girls?
Young women.
So what age we are? Boy? What age are we?
But we are young men. Hey.
Young men.
Stop pointing at me, King.
We are
Stop
young
pointing
men.
at me, King.
Young men. No.
All of us are.
So part of why I'm asking the question is that, and this is just speaking from knowing the model of like sex therapy and doing that type of work with couples and stuff like that. It's very right what Michael Che said. Come when you want. Like, who has time to be going
No.
for 6 hours?
Because if I make 15 seconds, 30 seconds, come on.
Because
Hit the two
No,
short.
that's a problem.
Did I say you're done?
That's a problem.
Like this surprise.
Because yes, 30 seconds.
That's a problem.
You should get that looked at.
Yeah, that's a problem.
But what I'm saying is the whole thing about when music, like they say, like the pussy tight and all that, it's not supposed to be tight. If a pussy tight, you're doing a poor job. You know why? Because if a child could give, if a child could pass through a vagina, then honestly, your penis is not much of a challenge for that's what we are built to do. So it is not supposed to be tight. And if you're doing it wrong, probably that's why you had to go into the night. Like if you're doing it right, things gonna happen. Things gonna happen.
But what I say, if she doing it too right,
Correct. I mean,
and I can't function. What do I do?
but that's the thing, right? And this is why I my aim is to go further into like specializing into sex therapy and changing that narrative, because like there are other things than stroking and vaginal penetration and all of that. If she doing it too right and you come, is there not another way to make her come?
No, well, I will attempt. You understand? Why saying this?
Okay, and you'll get a star for the attempt.
Before we get to that point, when they give me the Gok 3000 and I bust one time and you're surprised, you're upset. Break already?
Already, yeah.
Go, let me break line, enjoy myself. You understand? That'll make me feel
Compliments
bad.
to the chef.
Yeah, but I think that's something that men have risen to that, no pun intended, but they do that. Like they actually say, oh yeah, I could last so long, and oh yeah. No, that's what they say.
When they started telling you,
I's a minute, man.
Yo,
Understand?
when
I don't try to.
when they started telling about 45, I'm like, dog, who have time for that?
Lies.
45 minutes?
Lies.
Dog, are you, first of all, if you go that long, you have not, first of all, all ain't doing it right.
And then lies.
And two, like, 45 minutes? Dog, you just always hear that, dog. Oh, girl. You could go a whole hour, dog, you're talking rubbish, dog. 10 minutes am I good, boy?
And we'll say you're setting yourself up for disappointment.
We don't say
if
10
you
minutes.
do
You
intend to
man,
go
man,
into
like.
a relationship later on and have a family and have a child and all of that, who had time for all that when you have a little
I don't
running
enjoy this.
around?
I don't enjoy
Like, no, that's
Put them in a
not
cage. I mean, I'm good.
But here, why I say that?
Yeah, yes.
As a Freudian slip.
Yeah.
CIC put us in cages. Literally.
Stop, you need to
No,
stop.
by the way, literally.
They had good reason though. I didn't put you in a cage though.
You
It was
keep
a play area.
sing it like that, but
What
you
do you
keep
mean?
making it sound like if.
Because it's something like it's supposed to sound. They
No,
put children
but
in
keep making it
cages.
sound like if. Yeah, we supposed to get abused. Like, don't say it that way though.
No,
It's bad.
no. I didn't say anything wrong so far.
He
You
said,
should have asked
with
us
good
to
reason to
go
put us in cages. You can't say that.
No, stop. You're
Say the
wrong.
kid
You're
wasn't
wrong,
bad.
King. You're
Let's
wrong,
say that.
King. You're wrong, King. Because I ain't wrong in anything I say.
No, but
Is that
I understand what you're saying. I said the way you're saying it,
ask me to go further.
it comes off.
And the host nigga said the slavery wasn't that bad when they tried to abolish slavery. It's like nah, the master housing me feeling me.
Time for your CIC though. I have time for that though.
Would you care to expound on your thoughts?
Again, it was a play area for the Form 1s and 2s though, because they didn't want them to mix with the more senior students at the school.
Why?
Because they believed that, who knows, the Form 3s and above might have bullied them and such. So they gave them a safe playing area. Again, a safe space for young men.
Separate
That is
but
not what the
equal.
reason was.
And the thing is, we didn't.
You know
we
what you call
wasn't
that?
we wasn't confined to
You know
that
what you call
space.
that?
We were allowed that
No,
space.
we were confined to that space.
Stop it.
You know what they call that?
Stop it.
You know what they call that?
Don't do the
Segregation, they call that.
Segregation. Don't do
I
the
have a
school that.
question. What makes you feel so passionate about
I come into your defense,
defending
sir.
a school that you no
No.
longer attend?
One,
I love the school car again. Everything bad that I experienced in that school, which is most of it, was my fault. It was good. I enjoy everything else. Everything they had available to us, I love that. To me, in my opinion, it's the best school in the whole country. Not because I attended that.
Victim blaming.
so here's what I'm saying, right? One, the reason wasn't to have a safe space. The reason
That's what they explained to us in orientation, brother.
Because
Wait, so
I am going to
adults
reference.
never lied to you?
Because I am referencing orientation, which Ramsum spoke about. It was not a safe
Why do you
space.
assume that these
It was-
teachers are telling the truth?
It was to have a space because at 4 months, because we don't have like a massive play area in school. Though. The what do you call it? The forecourt, the court,
Yeah.
courtyard. No Form 1 could go and say, hey, we gonna sweat on you don't have that rank. So it was a space where you all can't play here. Nobody can tell you can't play here. That was the reason. It wasn't so it could be safe. You know, so that you can play. There's an area for you to play. In Form 1, you feel you could just go in the courtyard and say, yeah, we gonna sweat this lunch.
You couldn't do that, no.
In Form 5, it's gonna be like, yeah, we gonna sweat. So that is what it was for. And you now say something else there.
But mixing with the senior students.
Oh no, he knows about segregation.
admire-
Segregation of what? Of ages?
Men admiring your process.
Wait. Segregation of what? Of ages?
Bro,
Yeah.
yeah, there's this term, it's painfully school though.
Yeah.
A big man thing,
But
like,
when a woman watch me and tell me I can't get box lunch until I cut my hair, you want me to admire them?
Yeah,
What
but
kind of thing is
you and
that?
I had almost the same hair. Like,
Exactly
they
my
never
point.
give me trouble.
Exactly my point. Your name is not fussy fun down here, Jenny.
Oh.
And the thing is, I'm not saying your experience. I'm not
You
You know what I saw
fighting
this
on
man
your
problem?
experiences, you know.
This man had a solid belt. You would have been good.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
That was
That's a
one
good
thing.
point. That's a good point. Let me tell you something.
What was
No, me
going
disrespect
This
this.
man had
Nothing-
No, this
Right.
one. Alright, cool. This one.
We took
Hear
a
me out, right?
picture.
Hear me out, right? No, hear me out. No, I want to tell him something. Bro, I ain't disrespecting you though.
Yeah,
But I think if you had put
disrespect.
like a greater
Why
effort,
But I'm about
I think if you put a greater effort into your parents, dog, some things
This
might
is
not happen.
revisionist history.
Some things might
This
not
is
happen. though.
revisionist history though.
And that is
Let me tell you.
respectability politics.
Let me tell you, we took him and I took a picture, and I did for comedic effect. I unbuttoned my pants and sag it.
I think it wasn't even button
Listen,
anyway,
listen
though.
to me. Listen to me.
He thinks I didn't go to school for him for 5 years.
Brother man.
That I will reference this to
Brother
picture.
man, you telling
That
me
was not one of
That was not one of them.
you telling me the pants I wear. The reason why I unbutton the pants because I couldn't sag it regularly. That's why I unbutton
Yeah,
the
but
pants.
why you
In the
do that?
picture.
Why you told us
For
funny?
comedic effect,
Bro.
even if it wasn't funny, that was
me
what
and you
the
both know
intention
though,
was.
that wasn't confined to a photo though.
That was one photo.
That wasn't confined to a photo.
Hey,
though.
we captured it once, great.
We went to school there for 5 years.
No. You knew not to. What you talk? I don't know what image you had, though. But only take one photo and only
No,
rewrite
let me
it.
tell you, the best effort you made, though, and again, not disrespecting them, but the best effort you make was patting on the hair, though.
Dog,
I
why
do the same
why
thing
should I have
too.
to pat down my
I do
head?
the same thing too, and I didn't like it.
But why showing him? So why you
I agree with that. I agree with
So
you.
why you defending that? That's my point.
Man, I can't take this, man.
You don't agree and you literally fighting me down us.
Dog, like I said, though, we all have different experiences in school. Yours, dog, are not fighting it on completely because some of them I can relate with you. You understand? But dog, the school still is good, dog. We just get fighting on a certain area.
How is the school
God,
good? If they
oh
fight
God,
among black
the
people,
way you
how
look
is that
a
good?
little neat, the way you look a little presentable, I made that effort. I made that effort.
I made that effort too.
If you would,
And why you blaming that on the reason why you couldn't get box lunch, dog?
The woman explicitly told me I cannot get box lunch unless I cut my
That's
hair.
crazy.
You blasted
What do you
pants.
mean?
Anyways, now I'll take
I
the
mean,
reins.
but that's a serious issue if the way somebody looks affects their educational experience.
I don't know what's wrong with these men.
No, that is a problem. That's a
Well,
profound.
let me ask
Yeah,
you.
but
And
Okay.
also,
I am the oppressor.
also,
No, I'm not fighting,
I
yeah?
just
I fight. I am the
specifically
oppressor.
for you, young Holly, for those who aren't seeing,
Yeah.
there is this thing called calms that you can get over the counter. You are very charged and aggressive this afternoon.
Even
No. He is getting vexed because I don't like how he's fighting.
even when she acted,
I don't like
just how he was like, let me.
But
You have
that's
to
his
fight on my. Why you
experience.
have to fight on my
The thing is,
experience?
I'm not negating
What my
it.
experience
No,
have to do with you?
Hey.
Why you can't let me talk about my experience freely
Nah.
on my platform?
Nah, because I have a agenda. I have a agenda.
I hear what you're saying.
Let's
Let's suppose all the narrative is true, right? Let's suppose all the narrative is true.
You just want to see CIC burn, though.
Brother man, let me speak. Suppose all the narrative is true that I couldn't. Let me say I couldn't keep a good.
No, I tell you,
I could keep. Let me assume I couldn't keep a good appearance, right? For whatever reason. That means I should. That means I should be denied opportunities that other people have.
I didn't agree with
Yes.
that. I didn't agree with that. Because at the end of the day, what's the question I just asked you?
You just tell me you should have do so and so to get box lunch. So you're telling me that I should be denied
Yo, okay,
opportunities
this
because
is
of my
a record.
parents.
This is recorded. I told you make a greater
So I could get box lunch. So
in
other
other
words,
I said things might have worked out
so in other words, I should be denied what
because
I should be denied.
because again,
equal
we
opportunity.
hear me out.
They're not listening
We
to it.
understand the school we were going.
No, we're not listening to
We
it.
don't have
So-
power over much, though.
So
Conform,
it is right.
though.
So it is right to be denied opportunity
No, we're not listening
because
to
of
you.
your parents.
Conform, though.
All right, so it is right
Conform.
to be denied
Let me
opportunity.
say this, you're not
because of
listening to
your
the
parents.
Yeah,
What's
listen,
wrong with maintaining a good appearance?
Listen,
boy?
listen.
What's wrong with carrying on yourself a little bit?
I don't know nothing wrong with that, you know. I said the wrong is being
But that's
denied.
all I talking
No,
about.
you're not listening though. The man is telling you you're not listening.
Dog, you're not listening.
The whole point is being denied
The
equal
man brought up a
opportunity.
point, right? He said there are some basic things.
Right.
Box lunch is not a CIC
Why
thing.
should I be
Box
withheld
lunch
free
is,
bus
is
tickets
something that the
because of my
government
parents?
gives to people.
Right.
Whether you're behaving bad, if you are the worst student and you're fighting, you can't
You're
deny one
entitled
box
to
lunch.
box
So all
lunch.
the man is saying is these basic things.
Even if
If you're not referring to that,
Right, thanks,
then
man.
okay, then say.
that it had nothing to do with my
But then say, firstly, well, I can't explain that I was wrong, but you are battling the man, but then you say, I talk about something else. You
I'm
cannot.
not talking about boxing.
But he
I
is.
talk-
So why you
But
talking
he
to
is.
me about
But
this?
he is.
Why you talking about boxing?
And you see, it's not
Why?
only the boxing she's talking about.
No, so here's what I'm saying. Then
I
say,
bring up
firstly,
Because you
Pressure,
didn't mention all your run-ins with VP, with all your
What
run-ins
am I
with the
doing?
teacher. That is what I talking about. You had different
Right.
Now,
experiences.
if I
though.
talking about
But
if
you-
I talking about being denied opportunities because of my parents, what you talking
Yeah,
about
you-
us?
I would though. I'm
No,
not
for
talking
real.
English though. I'm not talking
No,
English.
you
though.
cannot bring up something else
Yeah.
to negate what he is saying.
Right.
Say, okay, firstly,
I
you know
don't
what?
fly over all the
No,
talking
you have to
about,
say,
right?
no, you
Yeah,
should say
right.
firstly, hear what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Cool, I can't explain this.
Mhm.
But we could also tackle this. You can't negate what the man saying about box lunch and then say, but I'm not talking about that though.
Hey, I agree.
So if my shit bust up, I shouldn't get busted kids to go home.
So all that to say Bishops is the greatest.
Stop it right. Stop it right. They don't water
Yeah,
polo.
that's it. That's it.
Did I water polo?
They don't own.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they only own pool.
That
CIC pool, huh?
that is the is the arbiter of whether you're a good school.
Yes, it is.
Whether
Yeah,
you're
you can
good
swim. It
school.
is.
I could swim
It
to
is.
save my life.
You know, let us swim.
Yeah, let it know.
Still, man.
There was a sea scout so it.
Don't you learning right now? Don't you learning right
No,
now?
let us
What
swim.
class you went to today?
Wait.
What class you went to today?
Was that?
Don't you your front in front of you?
No, but I
was me and fussy.
Was that whatever, like
You know, but the thing is when you have different personalities, you just have to keep track of what personality
In different
in
settings.
different
yeah,
settings.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you know,
You're afraid of yourself?
it must be a challenge.
You know what she don't know you guys yet?
I could swim, that's the thing.
Can you?
I can.
Are you learning?
I could swim to save my life at least.
So what classes are you at?
That's what that
They have me at a
No,
like
no.
a little bit
No,
over
no,
the random because I clearly could swim better than them now.
Has your life ever been threatened in that way that you know that you could swim to save your life?
Yeah, a couple times. Probably
In a shallow
in the
pool.
beach. Once in the beach.
In a 6
and
foot
once
pool.
in the pool. Sorry?
A 6 foot pool?
A 6-way pool?
A 6 foot
Foot
pool.
pool.
Yeah.
So you're learning to swim.
Yeah. I ain't swimming 8 years or something like that, so.
You learn to swim though, you can't swim though. It's okay.
And it's okay though.
It's okay.
A lot of people can
Alright.
swim. It's good, it's good.
If I could swim.
You know what you need to start using affirmations when you wake up in the morning. I am enough. My experience is
That
valid.
is silly.
You know, nobody else's experience invalidates my experience. Yes, they're talking about you right now.
We're not talking about
They're talking about
They
you
let
right
us
now.
stop so they can catch
Yeah.
your next point.
Yeah, but you know, it's cool.
I'll try it. I'll try it.
You have some work to do. You have
Yeah.
some work to do. It's okay. Your experience.
I'm doing
is
better as a
valid.
24-year-old.
Your experience is valid.
Now we talk about
Alright.
some things that happened while we were on hiatus.
Yes, sir.
I know you wanted to talk about the kidnappings and whatnot.
What kidnapping is that?
So much women was getting
Oh,
kidnapped.
yeah, that
locally?
the-
Oh,
the-
tell us
the
something.
young girl who was murdered.
Oh, the
Yeah, by
Ashanti
the
Riley?
yes, Ashanti Riley.
I just want to preface this discussion with a discussion I had with a friend. I should pull up the screenshots. Well, I shouldn't say a friend, a former schoolmate.
Yeah. I hope you're listening, bro.
You're getting motivated. I'll never delete this, boy. I do tend to save screenshots. But the conversation was, the gist of it was, the man was upset that there was this big uproar about these things happening. And he was making points like, I don't wanna say all the things he said because some of them was absolutely disgusting. But he was making points along the lines of these things, along the lines of women don't take enough precautions, or these things that happen all over the world, why we care. I mean, these are not things that we should be okay with. These are not things that should be unknown or we should accept in society. And my problem generally with men in this regard, why we feel the need to tell women what they should and shouldn't do with regards to these things. We're not experiencing it. Would you walk up to the brother and say, hey, you know what you should do? You should dribble this way or you should down this way. You know, we're not experiencing these things, so why we feel like we are experts in this? We should be, if we are, and then he claiming to be an ally and he telling me about, you don't know my interactions with the woman in my life. I say, if you are ally, why it is that you are disputing the experiences or trying to tell people, alright, this is what you should do, this is what you should do. You should be listening to their point of view and listening to what they're saying and moving to suit. Like he's saying, he told me that he don't believe that men should teach their sons better. Like what kind of he said women should take?
Just a question. Who is he an ally to? Just a question. Woman?
Women.
Okay, alright.
If I pull up, I want to find the screenshot, but I think I deleted the word.
Oh, I mean,
My message to men is though, why all the putting all them out in people's business though? If we don't experience these things, there's not our experiences. Why does we feel like we know all in these matters? I don't understand.
wow.
Just shut them out and take in.
Like you told us, dog, it costs you nothing just to keep your mouth hush.
That's true.
You see, them things most convenient to them, and you see. Or to all oppressors, if you call them that. No, because if it's not affecting him, he's like, all these things only telling me about respect women and like, only telling me I can't do that inconvenient thing.
That requires him to do something. He have to change behavior, he have to change the way he thinks. And if he has a belief that, well, you know, women are less than, which is clear. I mean, I don't need a screenshot to say that this person is trash, or let me be professional and say that is a trash take. Yes, I mean real rubbish.
It's like I have at stake.
You know, like it requires him to change that, and that might be uncomfortable for him because he probably does things that takes advantage of the fact that women are
we know shit.
vulnerable. Wow, okay.
You do? Whoa. This we? I don't know nothing, but
Who was in the group chat talking later night catching real kicks though? Stop it though.
Remember the time he's joking about the Obia? He wanted to work Obia because the girl leaving for next month. He wanted to work Obia to get she back.
What?
And
What?
like,
You don't remember?
I'm begging the girl.
this conversation was being on
I'm begging the girl to.
in our group chat.
Participated in this conversation.
Wow.
He was catching real kicks.
He wanted to work Obia.
No.
We were talking about it.
Okay.
And I remember we was making jokes how he wanted
Wow.
to force the tip in or something like that.
He just wanted to put the tip in.
Yeah.
But he was actually considering Obia.
Yeah. That's serious thing. Yeah, that's serious.
Man wanted to kill the man who the girl leave the man. The man was like,
Wow.
Yeah.
man was like,
Basura. That's trash in Spanish.
That's
It's
not
trash.
That's not shit.
No,
I was
that's
like, yeah,
not.
first you know this man, man? I say, yeah, he went to school, he went to entertainment. I say, wait, but he lucky. If you didn't know him, and I said, meant to kill him. I was like, what?
Dog, anyways, yeah.
Yeah, he's fucked up.
Then we tell you about we not solving any problems here. So talking about it not solving any.
Like I made a joke in real. He was like, I was telling him, he was telling me what women supposed to, like women do. He was saying women do take note of license plates when they enter in cars and whatnot, and these kind of real vanilla precautions. Like he tried to make it seem like if
What that mean?
even if
precautions.
vanilla means like
Plain,
Plain. It's not. It's
Plain.
basic. It's basic.
Okay.
It's a basic match. Yeah.
trying to make it seem like if you take these precautions, you safe from kidnapping and rape and whatnot. But what I'm trying to show him is you can take all the precautions in the world, it don't matter though. You understand? Precautions are just precautions. Precautions are not preventative measures.
So the woman is supposed to scream the license plate at the attacker when that's
Suppose you walk in a car, you take a picture of the license plate, you send it to a friend. When the man kidnap you,
and kill you.
what is it? That license plate
Wow.
save your life for.
Wow.
He tell
Why
us
trying to
he
share?
said
I mean, time and place, especially after that
That's
that
not-
was a terrible story. After that girl was killed, she was minding her business. She was going on
And
her
then we
way.
live in a country where I am still operating like normal.
yeah.
They find a woman body parts in there.
Yeah,
And why you upset that people are upset about these things? These things, you're supposed to be upset with them, not upset against
because he tell us he upset every time I come on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah.
The conversation's being hard, man. There's no solutions.
Like I tell you all this. So if imagine a man kidnapped, imagine my sister get kidnapped, and you telling, and you talking about, boy, she didn't do this, she didn't do that, but I'll kill you.
and then him, you know, first he say, boy, you know, and he say, listen, we not coming with no solutions here.
My sister, he said that in general.
People just talking about it, but there's no solution. So
if my sister get kidnapped and you telling me about solutions, I want to chop off your head. I grieve when my sister get kidnapped.
So far,
you telling me about solutions, but I will kill you.
God forbid somebody to your mom and you come to me and say, boy, Ruel, this what happened. And I say, boy,
Where the solution?
you keep coming to me with these problems. Where's your solution to stop them thing? Like, no, you will kill me. No, like, what kind of statement is that to make?
You grieving and a man telling you, why you grieving? You should be thinking about solutions to stop this dog. I will kill you.
Okay,
I trying to agree. Something now happened. My sister get kidnapped or rape or whatever. And that's what you telling me? In my time,
So the problem is when like something when something actually happens, instead of grieving or being just talking about it and thing,
No, his problem
But
is fine.
that thing
we
was
should
a
be
joke.
talking about.
But that whole thing was a joke. But my thing is, when somebody grieving, you don't come to them with that kind of talk now.
Oh, so you just talk about in that moment when something actually happened, right?
No, but that in that
Just in
point of
general,
view,
because
like people speaking about something. Yes, it's good that we get solutions, but like people speaking about something. Okay, if I don't have the answer, because if we had the answer, I think this might have been stopped. But I don't have the answer to all these problems. But I don't mean if it happened, I should be like, well, I just not going to talk about it because I really don't know what the solution is.
He was like,
okay,
man was saying, boy, I'm outraged about something. And I said, dog, what will you live in us? In every era of oppression, outrage and these kind of things is what spark revolution, dog.
Yeah.
It's not like people are just up one day and say, yeah, boy, we fed up on this. It has built up. People are like with Rodney King, it had LA riots and things, you understand? With even this year, last year, George Floyd, it had riots and this bring about change, dog. All these things, first thing that's happened is awareness, dog. When people bring awareness to these things, then changes happen.
Donald Trump lose the election, storm Capitol.
Yeah,
right.
People just act like if people are trying to pretend like if rioting do the riot, they do plenty. You understand?
No, but it's a systemic problem, and he's acting like it's just a basic thing. Like come up with a solution, like taking
like
a
his
number
maths.
plate, like his maths, So
Not like it's an illness, like this, bro. This gonna take a Panadol, and
yeah,
you know, like
you're good. But yeah, he is trash. Sorry to your friend. Sorry to that man.
no, happened.
You know, it's funny.
Until women
conversation.
started walk around with some guns and then they started shoot we ass.
You know, I always wondered about that because they say that part of like why people are so hyper masculine, men are so triggered by gay people is because they feel that a gay man is going to treat them like they just treat women.
That's an interesting thing.
I feel like a gay man will treat them like they treat women.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what.
So like imposing, you know, like sometimes when a man very, very thirsty and they like rail up on a woman and all that. Like what if a gay man does that? Like is real thirsty with you?
That's true.
Honestly
Because
speaking,
that's true.
the kind of the experiences I had with gay men in that regard, it was flattering to me. But
Man,
I know, and the thing is,
but that's just me. That's just me.
I was going to go there because I
That's
was
just
like,
me.
I didn't get offended. I can't actually
But here's what to that point, right?
But the difference is, but the thing is, no, what I would say.
It's a smaller game and I don't feel physically.
Well, right. So if you
That's
felt,
one.
Oh, it's small in your
if you
case?
felt,
Oh, it's a smaller stuff. It's a smaller.
Small in my case.
no, but if you
less.
were walking around
don't feel-
with
I didn't
the,
feel
Just a small as an
That's
out.
different.
if you were walking around with the belief, the true belief that all gay men were physically able to overpower you and take advantage of you and kill you and assault you, you would feel different.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was gonna say, you probably experienced it like 2-3 times.
Yeah,
Like if you're money every day,
Yeah.
over and over. But what I was thinking about as well is like that. You know when guys say, yeah, once it'll come around me, and I'm like, why would you even assume that every gay man would
come around you, yeah.
Maybe you're not hot.
yeah. I'm like, so are all the girls coming around you for you to feel like, that's so weird to me.
But maybe they going around all the girls.
So that's why, like get back to what you said.
Would behave the same way that they would.
Yeah,
So.
because he must come on and
But I would find
Yeah,
no reason
yeah.
to compare it because in my case it's never felt like a great threat now, but
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not
I have
comparable.
felt-
I just saying in my ends. That's why I made the distinction.
yeah.
I have felt
For me
uncomfortable.
personally.
Yeah, you would feel uncomfortable because again.
I ain't feel flashed
Just
at all.
like the scrawny
I wouldn't say no.
No, me, that's just me. I just didn't feel flashed at all. I
wouldn't
felt
exactly
very
say
comfortable
flattered, but yeah.
because they were very
Forward.
strong and forward, and I was like, you'd be frightened. No?
Yeah, that's like a woman's experience
Yeah.
all the time.
Daily.
Yeah. So like, it's real. But your friend is still trash.
Stop saying my friend.
Yeah,
I was
Former
about to make
speakers.
a joke when you say my friend, but not a joke. I just want to talk about. So we talking, and I try to explain because I leave. We were in a group chat together, and I leave the group chat. I said, now I can't see I can't be associated with this man because.
You did it one time?
Yeah, I leave it when I see the screenshots of the chat because he was having this conversation with a virgin of mine who is a quote unquote womanizer in a way. So he thinking that alright, because this man is a womanizer, he would be okay with my views. You understand? So when you show the brethren, he show my brethren the chat. And my brethren show me the chat, he said, well we was having a conversation with my brethren. And my brethren was like, you're talking shit, and he started going on the speed. So my brethren showed me the chat. I said, dog, to be real with you, I can't be associated with a man who thinking so I leave the group chat.
Which
And then that spark everybody to leave the group chat. So he come and message just sober, what did the group chat for? So we had the discussion, and he was fighting me down. So then the man was like, boy, well, if you could leave a group chat with me because of my views, well, better you delete my number. I say, cool, delete the man number. So the man still talking. I said, dog, well, in my mind, dog, you now tell me delete the number, you still talking? I had to block the man. Cause I write in exams though, I study. You send me a certain message, talking a certain nonsense. I had to block the man.
That kind of bitch nigga, way to go about it. I mean, no disrespect.
The man trying to play victim now.
Nah, from all disrespect.
That's a real bullish way to approach the whole thing now.
You know I get out to bullets.
That, but it's crazy because I don't know about all if you might have other experiences as well, where you might notice these kind of things. But then to have the courage and the ability to make a scene in front of people and call out somebody.
Yeah.
Because I've been in situations, I think I told this already, when I was like with a new crew. I just joined my crew and we went out to a bar. And one of the fellas, now the person who invited me to the crew is a girl. And so me and her good. And the fella, he behind her, like she asking me or other fellas or other girls to sit down next to her. So the fella can't come and sit next to her. Like he touching her thigh and so I looking around the room like
nobody see
like oh they seeing this or like
in a relationship there though, it is
what?
but between them now boy.
We gotta bleep that.
Yeah.
Our relation, right? So but people, I know people seeing that pretending not to see.
Nobody seen anything.
And this is the first time I with these people, do I say, hey, okay, and you know, I didn't do anything like that.
My problem.
I tried to like be there, but I didn't make a scene. But I tried to block him, but I didn't make a scene. I went to him thinking, I was like, you should have.
The problem I just have in
that.
instances like that is like, you know, white people have this savior complex where in every movie about black oppression, the person who brings black people out of oppression is a white person. Well, not every, but a lot of instances that's the case. So I feel like sometimes I just feel like if I am trying to quote unquote be the savior in this instance, am I the oppressor trying to pretend like the hero?
I don't know if it's the same thing because if that's your peer, you choose to be associated with that person because you know it's kind of like a equitable relationship. You know, goes all the way on so it had no power dynamic there. So I've always wondered about that though because I've had a couple experiences where I was just wondering how come men don't call out their friends. They don't. It seems like they don't hold their friends accountable. Where, and I don't know. It, at least in my group, is more common for us to hold each other accountable for, you know, questionable behavior or some nonsense that you do.
Yeah.
I am all for letting people be themselves and a safe space and all that, but you gotta call people out
See, like
sometimes.
Ruel we were talking about this. The misconception is not like if like these like people that say men don't hold their friends accountable, but it's not like their friends come out and say, hey boy, you know, I do this shit when this people don't brag about these things though.
Yeah. So we're making that point, like literally we don't know.
Yeah.
Like no, I'm not
Is that true though?
No, like I'm saying, if any of us, right, do anything like that, we don't know about each other.
Exactly.
Because I'm not gonna come in the group and say, hey fellas, boy, I'm telling you with this girl, but you know she didn't want to jam in nobody. or this drink or like that's not something like that.
With this guy, I know this guy. He was in my class in 4 months, so I knew him since from my first day in CIC. You understand? I didn't know this man vibes, you understand? Now, I had little
Suspect
indicators, but I can't just say, boy, you're a raper man. offer little indicators. No. I had to wait until I see concrete evidence. Now the fact that he had the conversation, now I could say, alright, you're on shit. But these things don't happen often.
Where are the conversation?
This is who you saying is 158 years of greatness. This is the
Oh,
product. But the red flags is exactly that. Like nobody go and come and wave a sign saying I am a rapist or I am a shit person. But you will see the indicators and you'll just ask them. It's just to ask that question, you know. Explain this to me now. Like what's going on? on it.
No, but
Because-
these people know all the things to tell, all the right things to say. Usually, that's why he wouldn't. That's why I tell him he wouldn't have that conversation
So he
with
could
me.
seduce you.
He had that conversation with. He had that conversation with somebody who he thought would be aligned with his views, but he didn't know that that wasn't the case, and that's what generally happens. People don't just ups and tell about these things, so you don't usually know.
Because even
because you
about-
can't call out somebody on a hitch on a. What's it called?
But usually it happens
Hunch.
like that,
A hunch, yeah.
where it have something that has happened and you're like, I don't know.
Yeah,
No, but
It
them
kinda
slide-
right, no,
breaks,
but my thing-
you know?
But I didn't.
That's
not people. That's my friends.
So you don't know if they,
That
that's
was
just how they just
So that was my
interact.
first
First interaction.
interaction with these people outside of the space I know them from. So when it happened, and I'm looking around, I'm like, I don't know what their relationship is.
So that's what I mean.
He's not my friend, so
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. But even though it feels off, what I'm trying to say is, if I was with my friends, if Fussy do that, I'm gonna tell him because I know, like I know.
My neighbor.
Just an example.
That's an example, you know? But I know him, so there's context behind that. I know Fussy don't know that girl from nowhere. I seen how she reacting. I know how Fussy is.
And
I
then
probably
it was
acting a
time,
little over, so I could say, dog, hey, so and so. It's somebody I don't know, and like I have no context of anything that's happening there.
Well, yeah,
So while I
you
wa-
need the relationship
yeah.
before you can hold them accountable. But what I am asking about is your friends, because there are times
Right.
when friends know that maybe I've heard situations where they know that their friend have a girl or married
Yeah,
or something
it
like
does
that,
happen,
and the friend cheated on,
Oh, that's
on the
different.
wife or something like that, or the friend.
It's not my business.
The thing is, that's
different.
The things like
How
that.
is that not your business?
Because that's my friend.
Yeah.
And listen, you can do what you want to do.
A lot of times
Okay.
too. yes,
But
very
I not
sure.
want to go to me. I mean, yes, it is hurting the other person, but it's not like a horn is not hurt like you are taking advantage of a woman when you physically impose yourself. Like that's different. If I don't know if you want any person, like I don't know what kind of.
You don't consider emotional.
Yeah, but you are also making a lot of assumptions, and I was saying that at a training earlier this week where people say, okay, well, if you're physically doing something is worse than if you're inflicting emotional scars. Like nothing, you can't
I
do
don't know if it's
the,
an emotional
you
scar.
can't do the oppression Olympics.
But I don't know if it's an
What
emotional
you
scar.
what you're doing
But you
though-
care less about it. But you care less about it.
What you're doing though
Yeah.
is you in that whole situation where you're cheating on somebody, you are taking away somebody's ability to choose. So I was listening to this other podcast that was talking about
Wow.
ethical. Yes, I listened to other podcasts. Shock.
Ops.
What was it?
As if we don't.
Ethical and consensual non-monogamy. Right? So it's all about the polyamorous community and all of that.
Yeah, my father.
And yes, you're able to do that, but it's because everybody aware. And I think nowadays people are writing their own rules. So like when you take away somebody's choice by physically imposing yourself on them or cheating on them, it's doing
it's
that.
one and the
Like
same, yeah. It's
you're
like-
taking
it's
away
like all sin
somebody's
is sin.
power. Yeah, it's no difference on it, and you have to call it out when you see it.
The thing with relationships.
I have a listener who I know. He will say that I'll always call him out, but I mean, how much could you do? Like I tell your dog, yeah. But like, you know how much? Where you gonna do again?
I don't like to
I ain't
talk
gonna
about-
tell you, man. Hey, they what he doing, so leave him.
And that's the thing, you cannot change a person's
Yeah.
behavior, but at least they will know where you stand on it.
Well, yeah.
You know yourself, bro.
I
You
feel
know
like
yourself.
me personally, I would mention it, but I don't like to put my mouth in people's relationship.
No, yeah,
Because-
it's not for you to do.
Mhm.
And then people take offense to these kind of things, and I don't want to get in this big. I remember I was doing something in this course called life skills, and it was like I'm a turtle personality now. I like to avoid confrontation, so I stay in my shell.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like to. I am a quiet person.
That's what I tell you.
Nah,
he is,
that's
eh?
what-
Yes.
There's just our dynamic.
He'll
But generally-
be
generally-
confrontational amongst people we know. These my
Confident,
boys, we
yeah.
could.
But generally-
nobody ain't going home and say, "But fuck around with Fussy." Nobody ain't get home like that.
Generally, I'm a reserved person. I don't
Yeah.
know. If you never notice me in a room, if it's a room, if we have a party of 15 people, I'll be the man in the corner, relax.
Remember, you are the nicest rascal, so I wouldn't.
Well, he had the only ras.
But
Well, not right now.
Not right
The house.
now.
what? Oh, okay, but
But yeah, enough about me. What we talking?
You know. What would they talk about as
That
well? was-
conversation went deeper than I
They
expected.
talk. Now they talk about the this after terrorism. and notice that I'm just calling it terrorism right through because I feel like there is
we can't mix matters with we can't mix words with these kind
I
of
heard them
things.
saying that you needed to call it insurrection
Yeah.
because of the connotation
You
with
need to
like
understand the
terrorism
brevity of this.
and Islam and all of that.
The thing
people
is
of
too,
color.
I agree with them because a lot of times media try to paint up a certain picture of if the same occurrence happen, but not even the same occurrence. When black people have protests, they call us thugs, they say rioting. When white people do it, peaceful protest.
That's why I say call it terrorism.
Men walking around
Terrorism.
with tiki torch
terrorism.
and thing and vandalizing the shit. But there's good people on both sides.
Yeah.
There's quoting Trump, good people on both sides. Black Lives Matter, we need to send the National Guard. You understand? I don't understand. My whole thing is, it's clear, it's night and day. You see the reactions when two different things happen with Trump. And they still have people defending Trump's racism. One
Because
more you
they're
need to
racist.
see. No, but it's not just, I can't say that because I have family who support Trump, who black. And I don't understand. They say they support Republicans, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you need to draw the line.
What do they support
Even though they support
Republicans?
Republican ID, like Republicans traditionally are
But Trump is
the
not
more religious
a
party.
Republican like by the ideals.
But that's my thing.
He's not.
You need to separate Trump from the party.
Yeah.
Trump ideals generally, and with politicians on the whole, that's my problem with politicians. Like, you are a Republican, that don't mean you have to die hard for Trump. You have to have some backbone horse. If you know you support the Republican Party, Republican ideals, that don't mean you have to align with whoever is the leader.
So that I was saying for the political episode.
We always talking politics.
No, for the local elections.
Okay.
Remember I was saying that was my peeve with people is either you till I die. Like you can't live your life saying you till I die, pay them till I die. Like it need to matter who taking the helm. And I was saying even worse, like people will say, no, this is important, who's gonna lead the country. But people might ask who was the UNC person and who was the PNM person for our constituency. I think you knew you knew the UNC.
Comments, yeah.
And we
For
couldn't
some
remember the PNM person. I was like, that's the person we had to vote for.
Yeah.
But we don't even know. Because
I-
all we studying is Kamala or Rowley.
Yeah.
I had no
Right,
vote.
oh, yeah.
Huh?
I had no
No. I listened to
Yeah.
it. You knew Jolene John and you knew like.
I said comments, but I don't remember his
Right.
first name at the time.
But that's the point. Like you should know. That should be a name that you should know. And it's just like that same thing. Like not because you're a PNM person, everything that the PNM do.
They had that back. Yeah,
This is like you need to be objective.
like you just say, Hannah Mile to life.
Yeah, true. You didn't say that.
Yo,
400
the
times.
funny thing about coming here is that like half of the things I just say is come from this household.
Oh, you learned this one?
Like all these little quotes
Wow.
and things now, but that's Andron.
That was surprising.
That's what Andron said.
Yes.
But plenty of this
Who,
stuff.
sorry?
The,
And John is brother.
Okay, I didn't know his
the
name.
man that you all see here,
Man
like
introduced
he
him.
was
The fan.
basically my first child. I will say he was my first child.
This guy?
Yeah, that what he used to call me. That what he used to call me.
That is over shit.
I was Project X now, but
Yeah.
and, you know, you would go to Little Kings. I ain't, you know.
And then it was for real. Yeah. No, but I'm proud of him. He's he little what less.
He
Little
deserve-
wayward.
Nah, don't
Hey.
talk about my region. Stop it. Stop it. I'm not. Brother, you
No, listen,
you know how defend your honor anytime though.
The
And
last-
I will say it again.
That-
He
That's
little
what-
wayward.
What's
He
the-
little
you
what
listen to
less.
everyone.
Before I messaged you, before I came here, right? The last message was like from her. Merry Christmas, what less?
Today?
No, but that's
Oh,
not the last message. You know what's funny? The last time I was here, remember I was like, hey, you introduce your friends to Good Rum yet?
Yeah, you
And I
did
was
too.
glad I could say yes.
Yeah,
man.
you did.
So all your tastes is from.
All I saw about is diplomatical
Yeah.
people though.
Yeah. All
That's
the
and those
food,
though.
All
I
the
mean,
food,
yeah.
all the alcohol. The
And
don't know
remember when
how
I told all you,
you don't need to credit me.
Yeah.
I don't need your credit.
remember when I told all you, like for a while, I was just doing any mall on Saturdays. I'm just talking to people to kind of build up more confidence. Remember that? I've said that multiple times in the
That's
podcast.
Alyssa's advice.
I never
No, it
hear
wasn't.
that from you, King.
No, this man is the worst, but no, she didn't tell me to do that. But we remember a night we went out
Yes.
for our cousin's birthday dinner. It's like a bunch of people. But I didn't say 2 words
Yeah.
to anybody there. Because I just don't know anybody and I just like, I don't know what to say.
So? Oh, you know that person?
No, I was a shy, like I don't know how to start a conversation with anybody. Like you just go somewhere and spend like what, hour or two and you just don't say
You
anything.
didn't say a word.
Like what's the point of going
I
on?
don't really have a problem. I don't.
So what's the point of going
Just
on?
talk to anybody though.
No, so as I said, not problem for you.
Right, so you
Because
do
you
it.
talk to people, but I didn't speak to anyone. So
Oh.
that you don't go for 2 hours and just say, but they still.
Like,
And they were like, dog, what was that one? Like,
I have nothing against introverted people, but I just doesn't understand it though. I just don't understand it
No, you
sometimes.
see, you have a misconception which everybody have. People think shy and introvert is one of the same. It's not.
It's not.
No, people just have poor social skills now.
That's not true.
thing.
That is not true.
Real poor social
That
We
is not
have
true.
three introverts here.
Introversion has
That
nothing
is
to do
not
with
true.
social skills. That's two different
Yeah.
things. It is not
The
correct.
All your energy coming from externally, come from
Yeah.
other people.
That's
You
what
feeding
I'm
off
trying to
other
show you.
people.
You have
Yeah.
We feeding off your own energy.
Which is also a sickness.
So am I a
we-
power source right now?
What?
Am I a
No,
power source
you are
right
feeding
now?
off
No.
the rest of the people in this
Yeah.
room.
We get
That's
our
why I
energy
told
from
you to read.
ourselves.
I can get my energy from myself too.
That's what I told you to read quiet.
That's not a
When
problem
you read,
for
if
me.
you read quiet, you'll understand the difference.
I didn't read that shit. That shit's too
Like,
long though. I didn't buy that physical
Thanks,
though.
Alyssa, for introducing me to that
I
book.
can't read
Yeah.
PDF though.
Yes.
Whatever.
Even though it took me like 5 years to read, I did
That's
finish.
fine.
No,
You
you
read
sent
it.
me
You
that
read
like
it.
7 years ago though.
You read it.
6 years ago. Whatever. I didn't read that shit.
But it's literally just where you get your energy. That is it.
Yeah, that book changed my
That's
life
it.
night and day. To be honest.
That is it.
That book is a great book.
Word though.
No, but
I'll buy it. I'll buy it.
After that night, dog, I just went. I mean, not right after, but like some months after, I just started going in the morning every Saturday. I just go and walk in the morning, just started talk to people.
To build confidence.
Yeah, like no, because what it does is no, what it does do
Yeah,
is
yeah,
it
yeah.
shows you like
It's
oh,
practice.
when someone doesn't want to talk to you, it's not the end of the world. Like,
Yeah.
and I people like with girls as well. Like if a girl reject you, like oh, this not as bad.
And also you learn how to read cues. Like
Yeah.
80% of what we are saying is not coming out of our mouth.
You see people's body language.
So everything that you're saying right now, okay, that's nice, but it's about reading your body language, really.
Okay.
And
And then-
seeing, what's coming out there.
And then I'll go out and then I might know
Yeah.
much people and they start talking to people.
For example, some of the people with the best social skills are introverts.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when they go home to unwind, they want quiet time and alone time. You understand? That's how they recharge. Introverts recharge with alone time.
Again, I'm not against it. It's just something that is not.
These things
Wait,
are.
what
There's nothing
don't
to
you
have
understand?
something against.
What do you don't understand about it?
But again, apparently I'm mistaken something along the lines because they say that.
Mistaken being
it's
shy.
not-
Shyness
Yeah.
and introversion
Yeah.
is not the same thing.
Well, okay.
Introvert is just people who introverts are people who enjoy their own company. Basically.
Yeah, and they get their energy from being
That's
alone.
that's all introverts.
Because what I ask is, do you think the three of us are shy?
Okay.
No, Alyssa, Fossey and I.
Well, I can't speak on
Okay, but
Both of us.
you've met Alyssa a few times. Like, where's your take?
I've never seen you not like us.
Alright,
Yeah, but you don't have to
both
meet
of us.
somebody you
Forget-
have interacted with.
You don't need to
Forget
feel
Alyssa.
offense.
Do you think?
Well, how to say it in a
You
social
think they are
sentence?
shy?
I don't know.
Alright, do you
You
think the
think
two of us
we're
are
They
shy?
are they shy?
You know, but I'll give you it though.
You think he's shy?
Yeah.
Think I should?
Yeah, I think you
You
would.
don't
approach me.
think you don't think I'm shy?
I wouldn't give you that.
I'm an introvert.
Okay, cool.
So
I'm
it's
just trying to
not-
show you.
No,
like-
I accepting that I clearly misunderstand
but
something.
also question what is wrong with shy people.
No, like I say, I'm not like against it. Just I wouldn't understand because again, I'm not.
But what
that
you don't
person.
understand, what you don't understand.
I mean, just talk to people. Just mix with people. It's not that hard. Again, like you said, you have to take yourself in an uncomfortable situation where you have to go to the mall every week
But
to build
What's the
confidence.
difference, right?
Have a vagina. Just do it. It's not that hard.
I could pay for the surgery.
But what I'm saying is, you say these things like, okay, it's so easy to just be different.
You know what? You are right because I would see myself. I would say I was a shy person years back, and it take a lot out of me to get to where I'm at
Exactly.
today.
My
So
point. Exactly my point. Suppose he was shy then. He's no longer shy, but he's still an introvert. You understand?
agreed. And again, I'm open to understanding that I'm misunderstanding something now.
I like your body, my boy.
Love, say love now, but because I would say I love you now, but
Like
Yeah.
plenty. I remember when I was in Florida and I was training the new girl to take when I was leaving, so I had to train somebody to replace her. I trained her, and we talking, and she's like, "I told you I was shy, you know." I said, "No, I just if I don't need to talk to her, I don't talk to her." You understand? But when she first came in and they were giving her the talk, I'm working. You understand? They brought her for me to introduce myself. I introduced myself. I tell her about the job, and then I went back to work. I'm dealing with customers, so I'm not gonna entertain you at this point in time. So she assumed I was shy, but it's not that I was shy. I just don't feel the need to host a conversation with you or entertain you, and that's just me. I don't get joy in entertaining people or having interaction with people. I am very comfortable being alone. Or let me not say being alone. I'm very comfortable with my own company. So I could be in a room full of people, and these people are just blank faces to me because I am enjoying myself by myself. You
Yeah.
understand? So that's That's the difference. It's not that I'm shy, I'm just comfortable.
I think I just probably overly proud of how far I come now, because I was just a real imps back in the day, though. Big man thing.
An imp.
Yeah, imps. Pussy ass nigga, if you.
You know, it's funny. I remember I was in work at time, and I let the marketing manager listen to the podcast, and like the first words is you used to call it like, "Get rid of this bitch ass nigga called COVID-19." I'm like, and then somebody else now like, it's like higher up in the company walk in and they're like,
and they said out loud.
yeah, cause I just played from my phone now, but I know he wouldn't mind, but somebody else come out like,
Yeah.
This is why I don't introduce the podcast to people who I go to school with or work with now, you understand?
Yeah.
I don't want them to know the reason.
My mother's always want to know where I can listen to all that. Just be like, nah, well, I don't know if you'll find it.
At least your mother, no, when I tell my father, I say, hey, we coming back, we're going by Alyssa, we're going to interview Alyssa. He said, interview Alyssa for what, for the podcast? He said, that shit? He said, I say, thanks for the support. He said, oh, Lane doing that thing, and I'm supporting that. Like shit, I say, wow, boy.
No, but you don't
Oh, well, you don't understand.
They don't even understand.
He's not trying to understand.
No, they don't even understand. Okay, for our podcast is, but I gonna do something, and you like just... You put effort into downing it. You didn't say whatever, I don't care. You said like shit, man.
Nah, I had to call my mother and check this last week though. I had to say, here what's going on. Me and my friends, we're trying to do something right now. I understand you vexed that I had to go out every weekend and you feel like my friend's more important than you, but understand I'm trying to do something right now. Because like you explained to me, things could come from this. And I try to get her to understand. After that, she
I agree that we should
I agree with you. Yeah. I did tell her that though. I did tell her that.
What's showing you? You had to take it from his perspective. He's an older guy, right? He thinking we just say no on a Saturday night
just talking.
So in his mind we doing shopping.
I know exactly what
But
he's thinking.
alright, cool.
What I'm saying is he made it a point not to like shit on it now.
No, alright, cool. But I think the problem is, I think if he even make that great effort to help his father understand, I think he'll still say the same thing. And that's the problem.
That's the thing. You're not supposed to try to them understand.
No, cool. I just like to say that way. Like you can just say alright and like roll your eye that way. Man's like,
Who's the fan favorite out of the three of you?
who's the fan favorite?
Yeah.
I feel like he's the fan.
He's the fan favorite.
I feel like I'm the funniest guy, but he's the fan.
Okay.
I don't claim anything. Again, I'm just a supporting cast.
He's the fan favorite.
I'm the fan favorite among my friends.
What
But you know what? I like people's perception of me though. From what I've heard people say, I'm okay with it.
Because at the end of the day, I say outlandish shit.
Because here's what I'll say.
So.
I want to insult you.
Say it.
Let's just say when they do call you the favorite though, it's more of a
It's more like because I used to be doing shit.
yeah, you know that guy in the group again, but we laughing at him now.
Yeah.
So we like him around, like you know.
It's like he's a clown. He's a clown.
But the thing is,
He
you know,
had something.
Yeah,
but
I'll
say something after we talk.
some
After we
shit.
talk.
No, but that's not
Which is
something-
good in itself.
because that's not something disparaging
Yeah,
necessarily.
yeah.
That's good. Because at the end of the day, this is your persona.
You just like to fight. You just come out to fight.
But yeah, today I choose
You
violence.
choose violence.
Today I choose violence.
You wake up
But I'll
and-
tell you something
I
after.
think you're
we
nervous.
record.
I think that's what it is.
Sorry, what?
I think you're nervous being here.
Very defensive.
Is it
Extra
is
defensive.
it an
to you.
uncomfortable environment?
I would say
Don't say
uncomfortable. I just probably just not familiar with your presence.
Because I could see your energy.
but
is
I'm
just-
trying,
your
I'm
energy is not the same.
So uncomfortable.
You're very uncomfortable right now. It's easy to see.
Let me tell you.
You need to switch chairs.
Let me tell you.
Let's switch shit here, boy. Let's switch shit.
Let me tell you something.
Put me next to all this.
Anytime I make a diagnosis of this man, he
Yeah.
just say, nah, that ain't not me. And then he just prove it.
I don't agree with you.
Exactly.
I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you.
Behind closed doors, if amongst the friends group we observing, he just prove the diagnosis correct. But he wouldn't agree with it.
Here we just say, Alyssa, you know, Alyssa, tell me this. And if I say, like, don't I tell you that 2 weeks ago?
For real. Every time, like when you just started having a session with Alyssa, you would say, boy, Alyssa, tell me this. And that's things I telling you years now. You understand?
They're like, true.
But did I say?
It's okay, bro. It's okay.
It's alright.
Do
But
you
the-
think- do you
That
think
brings
I'm-
frustration for
Do
me.
you think I'm analyzing you or something?
No. I just think I'll just get like a. You know what we doing this for?
No, I know. Listen, because I know you might not see it. Hey, wait.
Dog.
I know you might not see it, but it's clear to see you're crazy uncomfortable right now.
So tired, didn't you man already?
No, I know, because I know you're not seeing it. I know you think like,
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
but no, you are, yeah.
Well, dog, I'm uncomfortable, dog.
You're changing your position on the chair multiple
Yeah,
times.
No. I only do it because I left here.
No.
and then
But when I say your non-verbals are show, your shoulders are in your ears.
Yeah.
You're like this. You're like.
Yes,
No, I have a bad posture.
Nah, bro, I see you all the time now.
No.
So targeted. Let me change it up.
Dog, I have a bad
The man who fight on all
The
the
man ready for
diagnosis.
insurrection.
I'm ready for war, dog.
Ready for insurrection.
You know, I want to talk about, well, not talk about, but this will lead into what I want to talk about. Oh, let's saw the thing with this woman. She blamed this guy for stealing her phone. And a white
That's the
woman.
white woman? Oh, yeah. I saw
And then
that.
she's like, I'm not racist. Nah, it was on news generally. She's like, I'm not racist. I'm not white. I'm Greek Italian. I'm like, what the fuck do you think these things are?
So that's like the originator of the whiteness, right?
What do these people think these?
How much more white could it be than
I'm
Greek?
telling you, though.
Greek.
Greek Italian. Though.
Greek
What these people
white.
think white is us? That's just funny to me, and that just lead me into the conversation about when we were talking
He's stealing?
about.
He's stealing?
What's stealing?
Stealing. Friends stealing.
The friend stealing?
Nah, I mean, like we didn't really talk about the insurrection. We just we kind of lead off.
Well, to me, it was
What
just.
is whiteness? But I like that question though. What is whiteness?
You're having white skin.
No, me just generally, Europeans are white people. Like for me.
All Europeans.
Well,
Yeah, generally.
Okay.
Now it may have exceptions, but generally speaking, Europeans are white people to me. So when Latino people, Latinx, sorry, they say that we could say the N-word because we are oppressed. Or they may be oppressed in a certain aspect, but they're not black. You can't say the N-word. The whole thing with the N-word is the reason why we try to say it freely, but we claim it, quote unquote, because we were once oppressed by this word and we take back the power, quote or whatever. You understand? It has no point in time in history where Latino people were oppressed and called niggers. You understand? So why will they want to claim this word with us like if we're standing in solidarity? And my other thing
convenience.
with people of color.
I want to say this.
You think you tell me about this?
My other thing with people of color, you'll only claim the term people of color when it's convenient. You understand? Or let's say like this girl Gina Rodriguez. She was saying refugees. She was she's
That was the girl from the
from-
actress from
Jane the Virgin.
Jane the Virgin. She's singing the Fugees and she's like, these niggas give me heebie-jeebies. You know the lyric? She was saying it out loud. So there was a big outrage and she's like, I'm not racist. Why can't I say the N-word? If you so claim to be not racist and ally of black people, why is it so hard to accept that we feel uncomfortable when people who are not black are saying this word? Why are you fighting this down? That goes back to the same thing with men and they claim to be allies to women. Why is it so difficult for you to accept that we are uncomfortable with this? And just if you so respect us, respect our wishes too. You understand? There's no problem with that. But
I think people just get comfortable in their power.
Yeah.
Really. And to change it is an inconvenience.
You telling me I
It's
can't
the
say
same
this?
thing. Yeah, why can't I say it? Which is interesting because other people of color have their own slurs. Like why don't they claim that? You know, like they would call Mexicans wetbacks because they would say that they would be swimming.
So
when I back in court this week though,
Yeah.
that was most lost though. We was playing though.
I didn't know it.
I didn't understand.
Wow.
Yeah, alright, cool.
Wow.
But they have
I didn't even know I was
they have their own
I never heard it before.
their own slurs and things like that. So how come they don't be rushing to reclaim their own slurs?
They
You
call
know?
me spick and thing though. Kind of
Yeah.
assaulting.
What's
Shit, I
spick?
don't.
What's that?
I forget. I did look it up. I forget.
Yeah.
Now, court is the playground.
I didn't know racism on playground.
Wow, really?
What is there here? Wait, you don't sound white.
We just playing the same game. What the man told me the other night? Oh, we don't belong in America though.
And now I like it. They don't even get to find out like what you are where you're from.
They just-
Nah, you know white bro.
Belong in
So I
America,
just
though.
go and call you
My thing with
any
these,
racist.
my thing with these men, let these men see me in person, huh?
No,
The
I'm
most
always
polite.
Spanish. They think you're not Spanish or something. Because here, spick
14
in
years white
the
boys.
dictionary that says it is offensive, U.S. A Spanish-speaking person
Yeah,
from Central or South America or the Caribbean, especially a Mexican.
And spick. I think
I feel like
Like
white people
14-year-old
in
boys,
general,
boy.
it's kids, and in general, they just use racial slurs willy nilly.
Yeah, boy.
I don't feel like they know which racial slurs they use. They just use all.
Yeah, just whichever lands, I guess.
Don't you remember when Trayvon Martin died? And they said,
You know, I was thinking.
Trayvon them. Like, that's the thing in God. Like, when you kill someone in God, they're like, just Trayvon. I'm like, dog.
You know, I was talking to a virgin, and I said, dog, do you remember what was the circumstance which led to his murder?
Trayvon Martin?
Yeah, because I was thinking about Emmett Till with the he whistled.
He whistled.
They
As a
said
white
he
woman.
whistled
They
like
said
a
he
white
did, and
woman.
the woman said she lied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was trying to figure, I couldn't remember what was the circumstance which led to Trayvon Martin's murder.
He was
He
walking
was
home.
coming home from the convenience store with some Skittles and some iced tea in the dark, and he was wearing a hoodie. And George, what's that guy? Zimmerman, yeah. He's a lunatic, so
Yeah.
we killed him
He
because
was,
he's racist.
what was his excuse? That he thought he was
He
stealing or
thought that
something?
he was a suspicious character.
Because he was neighborhood watch
Yeah.
something.
It's like the guy.
Yeah.
So he wasn't at the
guy
time.
was jogging.
Nah.
The guy was
Because
jogging.
they had fight, like the neighborhood watch had said like this guy is crazy, and so they took him
Yeah.
off
You
on
see,
the
I don't like that narrative.
and he
because
take it up.
People just plead insanity and get off for these kind of things.
No. Before, like
Before.
when he was in neighborhood watch, they said this guy is a madman. Like and
No, but
they threw him off.
that's what I'm saying. I don't like that narrative. People like to say, but she's crazy. No, he's racist.
No,
Is
but
that?
all they don't understand. I am so concerned that this is the experience that you have it on Call of Duty.
Oh, that's
No,
all right.
no,
That's normal. That's important.
No, but you gotta know if you're playing
But
Call of
the
Duty, I expect
the
that.
fact that it is normalized, now I understand
Exactly.
why people like this guy just choose violence. Like, I mean, you can
That
imagine.
shouldn't be something that we normalize now.
Yeah, you
no,
can imagine.
No, we
what-
used it, but
Yeah,
it shouldn't be something
yeah,
that we
it
accept.
Yeah, but
shouldn't
it
be.
have nothing
It
to
shouldn't.
regulate that we can do. You can report
Yeah,
it.
No, but she just say.
No, I understand, but the
The
point
reality
is,
is-
it shouldn't be okay now.
It should be okay, but what can we do about
Yeah.
it now, boy? Because yes, it have the option there to report this person, but after that,
All I can do is cut their ass.
So is it that you're saying that you cannot stop playing Call of Duty?
no, because the problem is not with them.
routine.
Or mute
We-
them
we-
or
we-
block
that
them?
is
The
or
problem
something?
is the players. We just
Yeah.
making light of. We kind of making jest of the fact that it happened.
Oh, okay.
But-
Okay.
We deal with this. These are things we deal with
That's
generally.
That's messed
But
up.
usually we mute them. So
Like you can mute or block because
We can
Yeah.
mute
That's
them.
wrong.
I personally, it don't affect me anymore. So
I find
You
it.
know what it
I find it
reminds me
fun.
of? It reminds me of like, when adults just say, all I'm children need is some licks. Look, I get licks and look how good I am, and they just be real dysfunctional and badly adjusted to life and all that, and they say, well, look at me, I normal it, and you're like, no friend, you're not normal, but you just
it's not normal, but I used it. So and I don't.
It's funny to me,
I
though.
find it funny
It's
because
very funny to me because
these
I
things-
know it's like 14-year-old boys.
I just real laugh. Because most of the time you cut
And
their
there's
ass,
something,
that's why they would
man,
say
there's something,
that.
man. When they're killing them off and they
it
losing,
feels better.
they losing.
It feels better.
They losing and they vex and they telling all kind of racial slurs. It just be funny. It don't mean anything. And I know personally.
And I throw
I just tell them you're going to see, you're calling me nigga, but who screen victory on?
I throw that to
The thing is, I know personally, these people, if they meet in person, they're the most polite.
They're not
people
saying
ever.
nothing.
You know why it was just sad? What I said already. I was like, in this world, I killing you though. But then I don't realize. That's so sad, eh? That's so sad.
Yeah.
In real life, they kill
Why
us.
you like killing me, bro?
That's dark.
But I was like, yeah, look who killing who now, bro?
Let's not go there, man.
That's dark.
That's sad, right? Yeah.
But yeah, but I think that's what led to the terrorism at the capital. The fact that like they feel threatened, they feel like the power dynamic is starting to shift.
And that's why I feel like apocalypse is impending.
The
Because
word apocalypse is hilarious to me.
not just that.
No, let go.
I have no facts here. I just like
It's passion.
That's passion.
you know Simpsons
Yeah,
Simpsons notorious for quote unquote predicting.
Are those real though?
I
I
don't
know.
Because I honestly think
No,
they just
I'm
create
not-
those animations after.
None of them.
Like the Donald Trump thing was real. There were maybe about 3 things.
No,
that were real,
I
and then
never
people
watched-
they
started
created it?
creating.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Only thing Simpsons I ever watched was the movie, so I don't know most
You
Simpsons.
see the 9/11 one? Where they had like the back of the magazine and it was like 9 and the two twin towers was basically the 11.
But that was before
You never see that?
9/11 happened.
I believe so. That's
Well,
what it said.
remember a lot of these animated things are social commentary. So a lot of times when things happen, they talk about it after and people mess up the timeline. That's
The thing with Simpsons seem to be doing these things predictably.
Okay.
So,
Same.
well, I don't know nothing about Simpsons, like I just said. But Simpsons apparently they had a thing about apocalypse happening in 2021.
Wow.
And also, I Am Legend, the setting was in 2021. And the setting called, the whole scenario happened because of a failed vaccine.
Oh Lord.
COVID-19 vaccine, you understand?
Yeah.
And these white people rioting because Trump pushing this narrative that the election was a fraud.
Stolen.
Understand? So these white people rioting, and all this is building up to the impending 2021 apocalypse somewhere. That's my theory.
They mean mine.
If apocalypse play off, I go on Twitter and say I tell all them. You understand? I'm going back to the podcast. What it is? The 16th of January. I'm going back to the podcast and I say, hey, want to listen to the podcast release on the 17th of January.
You'll be dead.
Yo, you can imagine
I might be
apocalypse
dead
coming and people like, you know what though?
Let me listen to this
Let me
podcast.
listen to this podcast before I
He
go.
did say that the apocalypse was coming this year. He
I am a
did say.
prophet. If I live, I will be a legend now.
If I live.
If I
am
live through
legend.
the apocalypse.
You saw it type.
That
My mom's the
I
one.
will be good. I will be good. I'm trying to show you.
Wow. No, but
There will be no one to appreciate.
No, you
that.
are legend.
I live.
There will be no one else to
Yeah,
appreciate.
but you are legend. Man.
You are not dog, you are
You are
Sparky.
legend. Hey, yo, stop. You are
You
legend.
know what my name means?
You and Sparky.
You know what Fondane means? Chief in God's house.
I feel like
That's true.
I thought he's gonna make up some bullshit, man. Because you know why they tell girls, right? Ruel means sweet nectar of the gods.
You make up that.
That's not real.
That's cap.
That's not real.
I didn't have to know what Ruel means to know that's cap.
My name means friend of God, but
Where's the true love of God in yours?
my friend means
friend of
God. But sweet nectar of the gods is much sexier.
Yeah, I agree with you. It should start off French too.
For one,
It is Hebrew.
it's Hebrew, yeah.
It's Hebrew. Wow.
Or one who is close with God.
Okay.
I think
So the Jerry man don't understand.
That's
That's something terrible.
That's some kind of ism.
That's not ism. Yeah.
It's some
I've been
schism.
hearing a lot of apocalypse talk though. My sister told me about this movie, Greenland. I think it's on Amazon
unfamiliar.
or something where it's about where people are pre-selected based on their skill. So it's kind of centered around an architect, I think, in Atlanta, Georgia, and he was pre-selected because he's a builder and he could rebuild one.
new
the new world order, and it's like the government would have pre-selected people, and he got like a notification on his phone
This
saying
is
that
why Google is collecting our data.
his
I had to
wife
step my game up.
and his child were all selected to be in this underground bunker in Greenland, and that's where the saved will be until they come
Until the
back out.
apocalypse is
You think he will get selected?
If I would get selected,
And what would be
what would be my contribution?
what would be a contribution to society?
I think that's a good question.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's what I think about.
Yeah,
What
I
about you?
mean,
Me and you, Dave
just
Chappelle.
as a woman,
If
you
Dave
need
Chappelle-
people to
I feel like we will need counseling to help us through this difficult
Nobody
times.
cares about that though. Nobody cares. It's real.
true,
It's real. Nobody cares about it until they are walking down the street naked and they're like, oh, where are the counselors? And yeah, nobody cares.
Then
about it.
it's too
It's
late.
sad. It's too late. It's too late. Would you be saved?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Nah, I need to up my skills.
I feel like I have potential. So
You have
if
potential.
someone sees the potential in me, they might say, alright, we can develop this, we can cultivate this potential. Understand?
But how many potential slots do we have?
True.
Because how many? Because if we have like let's say 5 people,
No,
are
it's
you
not
are you
rebuild
top?
the world though.
Yeah, so there's 7 billion people.
You see, I have strong genes.
Is he
You see? No,
top
here why
tier potential?
Here why showing you, right? My father don't miss nobody. You understand? My father very potent.
Wow.
Well, he will be there
So
to
no, he
repopulate.
go dead. So so you are showing you. They will need my potency now. You
Need you.
understand?
Right, because you have it.
And then there's number 2. Easy minute man, that's so efficiency now.
Right.
Quick work.
Hey, disconnected part 2 though. So connected part 2 though.
I just pump in a tub.
I'm a breeder. That's what I am. I'm a breeder.
Oh god. But you know, as you say, the whole Italian Greek thing, you know, that has really peeved me when I hear people talking about, especially in the States, and I feel it's because obviously they don't really, like, since in England, I don't know where they're from, but it's always, I am part Jamaican, part, I'm like,
You're
dog,
not a nationality.
what's this? That's not your race, you're black, bro. Or you have African descent or whatever, and it's always these countries.
You're not a country.
So then you're talking about them, I'm part Irish.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're white, you're Caucasian. You're talking about European. And then they try to use it and then say, well, yeah, I can say these things and I have been oppressed. Because there's some issue like with the Irish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Irish are the oppression coming to America.
And I'm like, but now in 2020, dog, trust me, no one looks at you and
I
says.
don't know why people like to.
I think let's get a little bit
regardless.
Yes.
So no, because what I'm saying is, as a black, okay, I didn't go to slavery, but people look at me and then they say that I'm black. We treat them differently.
Regardless of that, there's no way possible that you could compare the oppression with Irish to the oppression of
People compare it because you can have your own thing, but my thing is, it's not relevant today at all.
not relevant today.
Like no one will look at you, I'm an Irish, you know. You start treating
But
different.
that's because nobody wants to be told that they have privilege. Like that makes them feel less than, because it's kind of like you have something that you didn't earn.
Yeah.
But
And then
I mean, I
get it.
you had to come to terms with that.
And
Like,
But I get it though.
I
to be
feel like
honest.
people, because there are a lot of people who are failures with their privilege. You understand? So I feel like they don't want to.
True.
Like my life sucks, so I have no privilege. Yeah, you have privilege. You just shitty.
Why I do get it though is
That's
because
That's
because
that's
I could imagine like how some people feel if they're like let me say we go for a job. First year and a white guy go for a job and the white guy get right, and then people like, yeah, he get because he white, which might be true, but you telling yourself as the white guy like, dog, I went to school, I worked hard, I interviewed well, like why wasn't I the best? So like sometimes I understand like whether like, oh god, because you know you feel like if all your achievements being
You didn't work for it. You feel like you didn't earn this.
and you feeling like, boy, I slave away and I feel like I do my best, and you know, so I you know. But I think you need to acknowledge the assistance.
Yeah.
It's not that we're trying to say.
They don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they refuse to believe our claims. They feel like we're just making that shit up. We experiencing these things and they just blatantly denying it. They're like, nah, that don't happen. Or like, nah, blue lives matter. We don't care about black lives. Blue lives matter.
Until they storm in the capital and they killing police officers.
You know, that's
I am
the funny
pissed
thing.
that is like an afterthought now. People even talk about that again.
What, blue lives matter?
No, this capital thing.
The thing,
Like,
that's
okay,
not true.
no, it's
It's
being
a
covered,
thing.
but
It's a
if
thing.
the other way around, come on. That would be 9/11 esque.
people.
If it were black people,
That would be 9/11
they
esque.
would be covering their funerals.
Right, but that would be like, it's how 9/11 is. Oh, remember that day when those people tried to attack democracy and
Never forget.
attack a federal building? Like,
When
no, it's like, you know what? That shit was wrong, but
You know what's funny?
it's not the same.
All the things that they try to, all the narratives that they try to put on black people and Black Lives Matter is exactly what they were doing. You understand? Like the looting and the rioting and
Destroying property.
the violence and these kind of
Storm
things.
a federal
And I make the
building.
joking. I don't think they catch the joke in the group. I say, where's Dylan Rittenhouse when you need him?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no,
I
I
made that
get
joke
it.
in the group.
As
I don't know if they catch
You
it.
mean Kai?
You didn't say, but I didn't
Kyle
understand. I
Rittenhouse.
didn't understand your
The
reference.
joke is because Kyle Rittenhouse drive a whole set of miles to protect property. And he killed black people who were protesting because any guys are protecting property. So the joke was, why didn't he drive down to, or someone like him drive down to the capital to protect the capital?
property.
Because you are this big patriot.
He was in there.
Why is it?
Meanwhile,
Why you protect
I
the
go to
capital?
I go to the Pentagon, then hear this white man call me. And have my arm behind my back and embarrassed in front of a group of people. And all these people posting
At least he wasn't
pictures.
shot.
Huh?
At least he wasn't shot.
Yeah.
That's
Facts,
what
yes,
he would say.
yes.
He
Because-
wasn't shot.
Because there's white people around, so they might just be like, you know that song? I ain't see. Like, that
What
was
was the song?
my virgin one in India.
That's a
I
terrible
see.
song.
I ain't see.
Yeah, the neighbor beating the wife, I ain't see. Come on, though. I saw that shit.
That's a lyric?
I reported it.
That's a lyric?
That's that. It followed that.
That was a.
I know I'm saying on the radio normal though.
My brother wanted any girl.
Yeah, that's why I said 95.
Nah,
I
the
saw
neighbor beating his
that.
wife. Yeah. I saw that shit. I saw that shit. King.
People dancing. So
Yeah. I ain't see.
Nah, I saw that shit. Bro.
I'm
no,
one of those
I've
people.
never heard this song in its entirety. So
Yeah, I mean it. But it is play if you go freaking out bar and like whatever. I'm one of those people.
A bar and Lyman? Where that happening?
Until the day, I haven't been to
Where
a
that
bar in
happening?
years.
Where that
No, it
happening?
happened. Just less people.
Yeah.
Like,
It happened.
This was our motto.
But they never went Malabar.
Pro bar, always pumping.
We don't
Pro always pumping.
Hey, that's such a dangerous bar though.
Pro was pumping last night. I drive past Pro.
Though I
If
drove
you
to
see
Sam
people-
Road last night though. That dog. I even want to tell how much people was like,
10 o'clock come, police started shut it down. I see police on the side. I had to put my mask. I tell
I ain't see. Nah. Next on my agenda was this girl boy. The girl, because I know you remember. There was a girl who they make fun of her. They say she look like a horse because of her mouth now. No,
I feel like I'm the way to
no. To be fair, right? Nobody is denies how beautiful this girl is.
I swear, like this cannot be what Jesus wants for us as a people. Like this is what we talk
As
about.
some brethren who would not appreciate
I need to see a
Jesus
picture.
reference.
Oh, okay. Your higher power. Your higher power.
They don't believe in higher power.
That girl is sweet.
No, I need to see a
But she
picture.
mouth is,
Of the girl?
Yeah.
Shower of a bite.
huh? She mouth is odd,
Like,
right? It is odd to say, but she real.
Her mouth. Is
Her mouth.
lovely.
But she's extremely
Let's
good.
just say she's not violent.
But
This now.
she is
She's not her?
She
Don't be told.
She definitely is a Viola Davis though.
she's a what violent though?
Viola Davis.
Or her a mean mouth.
Inside joke.
Nah, but you see, she for context for Alyssa, she's like I think she's a model. She's been plenty like them carnival promo videos and stuff.
Why are
Oh, it's a local thing.
A local girl, well known, and
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
I'm not sure.
right.
I want to see pictures.
So recently,
I'm not on the Wi-Fi.
it come up. Yeah. So this girl, she stole £20 from her friend's wallet or purse.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, the screenshots post. So her friend is like, "Hey, did you take any money out of my purse?" And she's like, "Nah." She's like, "Cause I know we don't carry any cash, so I know exactly how much money I would have, and you know, some people told me that you went by my purse, so just let me know if you did this." She's like, "Nah." And then eventually she was like, "Oh my God." I think that she was probably exposed. She was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I would never do this, and please don't tell anybody. Don't let this get out. I'm not this kind of person."
Steal it.
Like, don't let this get out and stuff, no way.
They should normalize.
So somebody posted the screenshot, but it wasn't the person, it wasn't the friend.
Yeah, somebody else.
So-
getting on trouble, someone.
So I like on one side I like, wow boy, well it's so hit on this girl, like
As I post these screenshots.
you like I gonna destroy this girl. This
I'm
has nothing to do with me, but I gonna post these
I don't know, attempt
screenshots.
to destroy this game. I don't know why people do like this game, but it could be. And
she's
I know some interactions with her. I don't know if I should disclose it.
Yeah,
Right.
don't.
If it's bad, we just edit it out.
I remember Kurt is one of them people who she's an attention seeker.
She a pick me.
Like my brethren, I don't want to call names. My brethren,
She a pick me.
was tracking.
A pick me.
Pick me.
Pick-
Oh,
yeah.
okay, pick me.
My brethren was tracking her before the fame. No? So we and you,
for the feet.
we lyman thing. My brethren see her. He's like, boy, I get on talk to her. So he walk up to her and talking to her, and she goes off. Alright, cool. So that was the end of that. But his brother is a big dog in one of them big
dog.
Committees?
committees. Like people.
Kiaram.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, thanks.
So he's like one of the co-founders of one of these people who host events. And so when she found out, she found him, man. She bounced up in him. So you saw him, brother? Yeah. And all of a sudden she's really interested in him now. And she tried to chuck him and what kind of thing. But at this point in time, he doesn't have his girlfriend, so he's not enough. Understand? But she was willing to. She was openly trying to put it on him now, boy.
I would it.
For some pips.
I would it.
Wait, so what's the question?
Security
in terms
bag.
of why somebody's trying to.
No. So I just noted that, but my real thing
I was
was
saying, people like that. I can understand why you hate on people like that. People like that, They had no standards, you understand?
They have no, but they
the
have
standards
standards.
are-
I respect it.
Standards
Get
are-
the bag, bro. Get the bag.
Standards
Get
are-
the bag, bro.
Yes, but
Get what you get.
We can't be out here having sex for free. I mean, that's...
Yeah, get it
the
right.
thing is, you had no interest in this guy, but
Yes, and I still
for
don't.
party promotion or it's party promotion, no?
Yeah, but okay,
No.
but alright, but look
He's
at the
not brother.
trajectory of
Who
her.
made the rules?
No, but look at the trajectory of her career, right? She doing good for herself. I know she making money.
Is she? What is
I don't know,
doctor?
brother. I
A
don't know.
brain surgeon?
No, what I mean doing that.
I
She's
don't
a
know.
young girl. She's like 20, and I know, you know, she.
I don't know nothing. All I
You
know
know,
is she
you know,
seems to
now
be doing
I
She
it.
seems to be
am
doing it.
starting to accept your apocalypse thing. Because if this is where we reach,
Do it. I don't know. But get what I mean. As in, she's 20. She have a source of income. If like
I don't know none of these things, brother.
no, she have a source of income. And if you are leading to this way, this new age of the influencer and model thing or whatever, you're heading in that direction.
If
And
everybody talking about you doing something,
you're doing something. And so if you feel like
even if like they say all presses
your whole
What
thing is
president
publicity, your whole field is publicity, everybody talking about you.
all publicity is good
And
publicity.
you post a picture, man, cool. But if you are doing that, and this is the way you get more power to you. So I have a problem with that. But my whole thing was, your thief 20 or 20 pounds by from your friend. By, like,
so how good she really do it?
so that is what I.
How good is she really doing?
That is what I
If
thought.
you had to teach
Yeah, teach
$20.
So I had to say that because I thought I would be expected now. So I would have come and hit your back. How good these girls really doing? But the actors still
Sorry,
They're
I
fronting on the
take
social.
you line. I take you line. Sorry.
They're
But
fronting
no,
on the social.
I mean, no, but I think that is...
What you laughing at?
Because I mean, given my position, I could see some of these things now, boy.
What do you mean?
We put this out if we have to, we can
What?
see certain things now by. Doing nothing.
Huh?
Yeah, plenty of these people who we think
No,
or
but you know what I mean?
thing.
You pay on that facade and you're better than all a nice hot thing and I go in because
So well.
you know she big thing is she's always say
travel and none of
yeah, all
I
these
travel
other girls
too.
staying here and
I traveling too.
I
I
make
never
them
post a
out.
picture once.
Yeah,
You
understand?
understand? Nobody know I traveling. People
She
listen.
traveling during COVID.
No. But her whole thing is like her whole thing is like all these other girls is local thing now. But I go to France and
It's a risk, no.
I go to France and things, so I better than the
People
rest
like
of
to,
them.
people like to
So
yeah, people like the bus style because this is a Trinidadian podcast, so he's in Trinidad. Bus style means what was the?
you ain't telling me American friends where you wanna be translating.
They're trying to seem like they're better than other people.
Yeah.
They're busting style on us because they're traveling now, boy.
Yeah.
Understand? Now I got humble for
Yeah,
that.
T-Fit 20.
I'm not going on bus style because I have stamps on my passport. You understand? But people like to do that now, boy. For what?
But what would you do though? If you find one of us take $20?
For me?
Because to
No.
me, like just
I
the
personally-
fact that you wouldn't ask me for $20 is crazy.
So that's
Yeah,
not
no,
really her
personally,
friend
exactly.
also.
If one of them men take 20 from me and hide it from me, like if I only can I distrust all them for one time. That's the relationship broken right there. You understand? Because all of my close friends.
I have a confession.
Y'all are my close friends though. So I feel like you have to come to me with these things, you understand? So
I will be mortified. Yes. The thought that I have my wallet somewhere and when all the men pick up my wallet and
And
take
steal?
my money
Nah.
and just
I might actually protect your shit more than mine, though.
yeah, I don't feel like I was see,
What does that mean?
No, the fact that you just leave it somewhere, I would take your wallet and protect it. And
And like keep it safe.
yeah, I would hold it, yeah.
I don't feel like I feel like I can trust this man with my life. So if
Nah,
something
please
like
don't do
that, no, I wouldn't. I feel like I could.
because why?
No, I wouldn't. But I
I
feel,
don't know,
the
that would
whole-
just be so disappointing to me. Like, it wouldn't be a situation of, first of all, that's not really her friend. Because if you posting that online,
No, she didn't post it.
No, she
who
didn't.
posted
So what I assume would be
Somebody
like
caught wind of it.
yeah, say Fussy if I stole it from
it?
Fussy
If somebody caught
Win,
wind of
we
it,
can win.
like if I stole from Fussy, Fussy might just like send a screenshot to like Souls by Royal stole from me. And you know people
so
will just
she's talking about it, yeah.
Yeah, and you know people and I get
it's
something
not
else.
friends, first
No,
of
but-
all.
Yeah, why go to
Even
somebody
if-
else?
Huh?
Why go to somebody else?
Suppose
No, because he might be so stunned, and then he might try to show you how I try to lie to him and like,
Alright,
so what you
for
just tell me
example,
that way?
if something like that happened between us, right? I would message my cousin and say, boy, you know these men do so and so and so.
And
Now
lie and
my
things.
cousin is the closest person to me outside of my mother and my brother. So I would tell him.
Okay, it's alright.
Yeah, that's alright.
No, I literally grew up with my cousin. Like This is a whole backstory. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I literally grew up with my cousin, so he's the closest person to me outside of my mother and my brother. So if something was to happen like that between us, the first person I'm gonna tell is my cousin. So, but my cousin wouldn't post it. But let's say that was it's understandable that like you confide in somebody who you trust outside of your regular friends group, and they put it out. So I wouldn't say that because she did that, she's not a good friend. Because I don't feel like if I confide in my cousin, that makes me less of a friend.
You know, I'm really concerned about this new culture that we have of these is influencers, right?
Yeah.
So this girl is an influencer, I would imagine, and she's selling her lifestyle and all that. But really, she does sound like she's doing that well. Is she thieving £20 or $20?
This is why I try to stay off of social media.
And you see, the dangerous thing is though that if you relying on not people's cash or people's, I don't know, greater investment in you relying on people's clicks and on people's belief that you have a life, a certain life, right? Like that's so conditional.
Yeah, it is. If it's going well, it could be beneficial financially. So.
What was damning is when she, in her apology to the girl, like she was so concerned about making sure this don't get out.
She's not sorry about stealing the money.
Yeah, she's like, please don't tell anybody. I can't let anybody know this about me. I was like, shit.
And then she up to maintain.
I like Boy Factious take on that.
Boy.
Well, he boy, but he was celebrating money podcast at the time, remember?
No.
Alright, whatever. I told him again because this man is telling me stuff and he just said, I didn't say that. But whatever. Alright, nobody wanted to bring him on the podcast. Okay, nobody wanted to bring him on the podcast. Yeah, pretty cool. But he had a real funny take on it when he said like these voice note tweets. And just the way this man was talking, this cracked me. He's like, you know what, girl, I ain't gay. If you had to take $20 from somebody, that means you need that. And if that your friend doesn't care, $20, that's a small thing. He's like, you know what? That friend you have, she's the wrong person. Why the hell is she telling people about her? If my brother not for $20, I ain't gonna tell nobody about it.
The thing is, that's the thing. Why she couldn't ask for the 20? Why she had to steal it?
And apparently, you see it's in a public place because she say, there's other people told her that, hey, this girl went in your wallet, like, you could be in a party and like,
How low you had to be to steal from your friend person on public setting?
Yeah.
Maybe she needed some crack.
No, I was listening to some men on a podcast, they're talking about when they have these girlfriends, I think they try to get the bag now. So they will be by these women house and they steal on their purse something.
Yeah, Fab, you're saying best dog, if a bitch get money, you need to dig in her purse dog.
I offer that.
I love Fab.
That's at least that's in a private setting. At least that's some kind of strategy behind it. That's funny.
First is I not thief from no girls dog.
That's funny.
And nobody period dog.
Yeah, they get the bag dog.
Yeah, they had to steal from
I think your girl gone to
Come
work.
on, come exit.
I
Any
think
means
they're snooping around
necessary.
looking for cash.
By any means necessary, I'll work for my own shit though, thank you.
And when you say a girl, like you're in a relationship with this person,
No.
or you're just
Well,
These people are just you have a
you're
relationship.
jamming.
But
that's not a relationship.
Well, whatever.
No, but
Somebody here in your house
isn't that a relationship?
and you're
of
waiting
some
to
sort?
leave.
Not necessarily.
That's
This is
low
the
anyway.
definition of
I said I can't steal from people. I
Like
just
she
can't
go,
do
she
it.
said, "Hey, I'm by the store. You thief she laptop and press like you thought that is so funny to me.
How many times? I feel like it's happened a lot. You have like a woman, you have a one night stand with a woman, and she might steal a $10 from you.
What?
I feel like
No.
I feel like I'm not I feel like it's
You went through this? You went through this? No. Listen, did you go through this? Say yes or no or not?
Some person.
No, I paranoid generally, right? So when people come by me
or something with it,
and something missing, I feel like somebody take it. So it had a time where a girl was by me,
yeah,
and she leave and something missing now, but you understand? So I feel like she thief my thing. You understand?
2 liter Coke or something?
I ain't wanna disclose.
What
about that?
Now you have to say.
Let's say what
You
it is.
have to say.
Let's move.
Your headphones?
Let's move.
If you say headphones, that's a scene though.
Please
Can I not
say
go
it
$10
was like
though?
some drawers or something.
Drawers?
Drawers?
Drawers? Can't take my drawers for what? That's a trophy or something.
Yeah.
Wait, what kind of
She could use that to get in her boy.
Yeah, the obia.
Yeah, over here. No, I'm telling you, like,
Obia.
is that thing?
It's a real thing.
Is that thing?
It's a real thing.
Or bury your jaws in the backyard.
No, like the experiences all I had
I feel like
is real interesting though.
You can make soup and thing with that.
Soup?
You get him man, he drink
Jaws
it.
soup.
He drink
Blue
it.
ball soup.
No, like you make
Fried bloopers
something.
in my plate.
You get him man to drink and then he fall
I
in
mean, if
love
I
with
drink a soup, I think I'll taste Bamsi juice though. I know.
Nah, boy.
Now if it's a good soup.
you.
If you got put real shadow pen in.
No, it might just add texture. It might just add texture alone.
Texture.
Alone, it
Yeah,
might
you
be.
definitely had Bamsi soup though.
Wait, you saying that you never get like a sweat right?
Yeah, I never get that.
I personally.
First, I don't eat from but just soup.
I remember a girl cook a macaroni pie in England. But I didn't know it had shrimp in it. I can't eat shrimp. I just want to eat shrimp. I eat this thing and I feel it dizzy. Whole day I feel it dizzy. I said, what if she put in this freaking macaroni pie, man?
Essence of cat boy.
Is when she said, I said, we put in a pie tasting good it is alright, it was regular, it was meh. But I just say that for she to feel nice and tell me what she put in it. She's like, yeah, I put shrimp on. I said, oh, she tried to
Some
fake
cats.
it. No, I don't know. I probably eat, I eat from women.
You know what I
I
guess
like
what
my
rice from?
belly though.
You guess it,
You
right?
know what I want to get from Lori Harvey?
Okay.
God.
Okay.
Get it like
No,
I
I
feel
don't. That's a
wanted-
little. That I don't not Lori. I want to be on that list, dog.
You
Only
low.
men out there
You
hating on
low.
Lori Harvey.
You're low.
How I low? How I low?
You're low.
So you wait. Wait.
I know, I don't-
so you don't
Wait.
mind
I'll pass
how
upon
You
her,
would
I'll pass upon her.
Bullshit.
Alright,
Okay.
I
Bro,
was
this
saying,
is not somebody. No, this is not
Shut
some.
up.
Alright,
we fighting up, we said it.
Alright, you sounds boy. Take all the time,
Fuck
bro.
off.
I know
Because this is
fighting
not
up.
an instance where you know what you like
I
with
would
a girl
pass
dog
on
and
Lori Harvey.
she. Shut up, though.
Ah,
Shut up, bro.
listen.
Why?
Why
There's
is
no
that
difference.
accepted? It's not accepted.
No, yeah, man.
Why are you arguing?
I refuse to accept that bullshit.
Alright, cool.
You of all people.
Yes, me of all people, though.
Yeah, why
Yes,
say
me
that?
of all people.
I will say some jokes after.
Yeah, make a joke, though.
I know passing up.
Only one.
I know passing up.
That's all. The thing is, I am not against all it, but I am doing that,
Why?
though.
Alright.
Alright, cool. Thanks for letting me explain, bro. This is not a case where you link with that girl, you know what, though? She take advantage of you, use you and move on, dog. What's it? She take
I
advantage
don't
of you.
even know what you know.
Nah, listen.
I don't even know what you know.
Yeah, she clearly have that intention of doing so now, boy.
Okay. So you would have
I
sex
don't
with
want
Lori
to be
Harvey.
intentionally taken advantage
feel like
of.
she's taking
Or
advantage
use, that
So-
should say.
No, I
listen,
personally.
you would have to be a fool if you have all this information and then you go into someone Lori Harvey and then feel like if you're gonna get married, bro. You go in and jam, it lasts, you have a good time and you get rid of her. King, are you gonna let somebody
waste
who knows
time. I like to waste time
Why you for
when I'm not expecting
How
this.
are
Why
you
you
gonna let
faulting
Lori
man?
Harvey
This bitch
take
got-
advantage of you when you know that she MO, bro?
Hey, why you fault any man for wanting to only have serious relationships?
No.
The man don't want to.
Alright,
Because I know her.
You know what's the better question I should ask? You know why? You know what's the better question I should ask?
You
You know
know
what's the better
something.
question I should ask, though? Why you against me for wanting to pass up on this?
It don't make sense because I know you and when you first of all, first of all, I
sorry,
asked you why,
sorry,
right?
stop.
I asked you why. Your reasoning was
I don't want to
I
be
know
taken
what her
advantage
intentions
of.
are, I don't
I don't
know.
want to be taken advantage of
why
intentionally.
would you let yourself get taken advantage of if you know this is likely to happen? Like
It's not. I don't think like it's a let thing. I feel like
if you know Lori Harvey not serious about it, how are you letting yourself get taken
Alright,
advantage
cool.
of?
Alright, cool. I think the better question to ask is, what value you had to get from
Why wouldn't you just have a good time with Lori Harvey?
What value is there in that?
She's
Eh,
gorgeous, she's
I
rich,
don't-
she could have a good time.
But how many times? How many times?
Yeah, but that's you're assuming so much, though. How you like gonna get along good with her?
Alright, but here it is, right? How many
What's
times?
wrong with you, boy?
How many times
What's wrong
do
with
people-
you?
I didn't assume that. You said you would pass up. That
Maybe-
means
maybe-
Lori Harvey
maybe-
approaches
Let me
you.
spin and top
maybe-
them on,
maybe-
dog.
maybe-
That means she
maybe-
approaches you.
Maybe
You like that?
maybe I don't like
Please.
famous and rich women.
Hey, one thing,
Maybe.
right? How many times have you heard of people going to friends with benefits dynamic and somebody catch feelings or get something? So you can't just say that.
No, but the
You can't
Why you
just say
assuming
that
that I
you
would just like that?
The question isn't whether you want to enter into a relationship with her, whether you want to be emotionally invested. It is literally whether
pass on the
would you
opportunity
place your genital into
Lori
her
Harvey, yeah.
genital.
No.
You are a
Alright,
madman.
I got you though.
Do you find her
You say, Harry, can you
attractive?
accept that? That's a
Enough to
lie.
do
She
so?
nice, but I
That's a lie
wouldn't.
though. Why
I wouldn't take it further than a height.
If the man say that, who am I to?
I am Rowan Wallace, and that's a lie, dog. That's a lie, dog. Who am I?
Alright, okay.
That's
so
a
what you do?
soundbite.
Alright,
That's
so
a
what-
soundbite.
Okay. Alright, you say that. What you
Wallace, and that's
what
a
you
lie.
going based on? Have you ever
Bro,
ever had an
I've
instance
known
where
you
you
for
seen me?
13 years. No disrespect,
Have
dog.
I
You are a little thirsty, dog.
Nah, you're not correct. You're not
We
correct.
all are a
You're
little
not
thirsty.
correct. No. You can't put me on that.
No, I know it. I
No,
know
you can't put me on that.
So
You can't put me on that. You're making up things though.
So you don't find her attractive that you just wouldn't jam her?
I told her she nice, but I won't take further than
But you wouldn't jam her? A one
No,
night
I won't-
stand?
I will not.
Why not? Because
Well,
it
may be
well,
because I
now
don't want
am
to.
interested. So
Why not?
what is the mechanism by which you measure whether or not you would?
just jam somebody and just leave it at
Alright,
that.
yeah.
It's a one night stand, bam, we jam and never see her
I
again.
don't know
Alright,
the
cool.
young people will do.
What if I just don't like famous and rich people though? What if I just don't like that?
that's fair.
So you
What
just
if?
discriminating against she have money so I can have sex with her and just go my way?
This isn't the guy that was saying that some influence he wanted to get
Oh,
involved with
Twitter
it.
Oh, Twitter
girls.
Because
Twitter girls. She wanted Twitter girls.
this is the same
No,
guy.
no, I never said that. I
No,
said
die.
No, let me clarify what I said. I know exactly what I said. Nah, dog.
Let me
Nah,
clarify.
don't do that, don't do
Let me
that.
clarify.
Get real vexed, dog.
Clarify.
Now, get real vexed, dog. I said I just wanted to get you through this means, dog, and I didn't know that for a fact, dog. I didn't want to get Twitter famous girls, dog. Take
Here's
all
what
the
I'm saying,
time
right?
with me, dog.
This
Take all
man
the time
constantly
with me.
says things and when I say he said, nah, so I just stop even.
Alright.
Yeah, but I did not say that.
Alright.
I said through this means because I was, let me tell you the truth, I was just so shocked now that Oli could have jumped on Twitter and get you with girls though. I tell you this.
I feel like
I tell you this.
Alright,
so you
I feel
know.
like alright.
So don't
He's
pretend.
not wrong, you know. Because he did say he just wanted to do it through that means, and we diagnosed
Because honestly,
We diagnosed
no,
it
yes,
to be
yes,
something else.
you might find this mind blowing, and why would I want to do this? But the thing is, I was just so shocked that they did it.
I feel like we attributed to him wanting like a fame aspect or whatever aspect we attributed.
I didn't say anything specific
Now,
about fame
no,
though.
he didn't say anything specific. No, he could be lying.
He is lying.
You understand? But he didn't say
Well,
lying in the aspect.
Okay, alright,
No,
cool.
what's it saying?
No, alright, cool. No, clearly I referenced something that he could say right now.
No,
Who do
but
I say I want to link
The
with?
name of this episode is I Would Pass on Lori Harvey. Because bro, that's dog.
No, but I still didn't get the answer to my question. Like, what is the rating? Like, is it just that it's a non-famous person that you would have sex with? Like, what is the judgment?
Like I said,
So when you have sex, right? Does the sexual experience
Wait.
No. Does the person's social status improve the sex? Like you not being famous, does that feel better?
Listen,
Like,
to
I
me,
don't
though.
understand.
Racial sex,
all
though,
the
you have to make
mention sex.
effort. You have to make effort to get there, right? What I'm saying, I would make that effort to get there with her. Though. That's all, though. That's all,
So
though.
rates.
What if you
Wait,
have
wait,
the
wait,
effort?
wait,
We're not talking
I
about
need to
making any
hear.
effort, you know. We're saying that if it is
Yeah, but you
if
present it
it's readily available, if having
Just
sex
like
with
a
her,
physical.
if you had
thing.
the opportunity to
I
have
just
sex
jam
with a
somebody
person,
willy-nilly, dog.
no, what we're saying is, alright, let me move on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
thanks, boy,
this
thanks,
guy's
yeah,
a
yeah.
lunaticus. This guy's a lunaticus.
Alright, I see where they get all the energy from, though. Wood, though.
Anybody that
Hey, that's all the term. I take offense.
Yeah.
How I reaching this?
I see where they get all
I
the
try to
energy from,
understand
though.
you.
And I like it, dog. I like it. I like it.
All the, I try to understand you, though.
We
Man
talking about
fighting,
right
you
now.
know.
Yeah, wood, though.
We talking about right now.
Study it,
I
though.
don't know
Energy.
side.
You are the
Remember,
side.
you all them always say that, eh?
Say what?
Don't be tough.
Who's all the?
Let me move on.
So why say things and then backtrack then?
God, they can't know all the talk, but whatever, it's okay,
Who's
though.
all the?
Again, though. All there, though.
I don't know.
Oh,
why.
you know what's mad, boy? Tuesday when we go gym,
I'm trying to
when you
defend
pick
you,
me up,
though.
bro,
And you all
the
the?
conversation we're gonna have gonna be so different, boy. And I just can't take with
This
you,
one
boy.
upset me,
That's
dog.
why I
He's
can't
upset
take,
me
boy.
most of the
You're
everybody, dog.
performing, boy.
You just draw that, dog.
Yeah.
Just make up shit,
Where's
dog.
Anyway,
Where's
word, dog.
Where's Andrew?
Oh, you want to see a
I
thing?
fell now, boy. You understand?
what I wanted to ask though is how will it feel? Because there's this whole agenda against, well, not agenda, I think that's a strong word, against Lori Harvey because she's a woman and she with all these different all these different men and she's a hoe and all this thing. How do men feel
I
about
would
it?
coach you.
Because I feel like it's just normal that way. She just
She young, she not married, she not committed to anybody really long term.
But
Hey,
I-
if you're
I
free to
personally-
date, do it.
I personally haven't. I don't know the narrative, but She get any bad dog. If I could.
Yeah, but why
trust me,
She not
why
getting bad
people
from
like
these niggas,
like,
so.
dog, people just, you know why people press? Because they want to do it too and they can't do it.
Exactly.
I think I said that to somebody that she touches a part in people where they either wish they were able to live like that, because a lot of people are unhappy. A lot of people, and when they see something that touches a part in them, they just like act out.
That's why I stay on social media, because when I see people posting all kind of thing that I might find myself to be envious of, I might be upset. So I try to limit my. Because even though these people might be fronting and I get upset off a front, for what?
I used to be envious of all them men children.
I would tell you exactly why I envy yourself though. I know I tell you this already in the group chat though. You see women who could with the models who could just dress up and look nice though and just make money off of that though. Those are the people I envy yourself though.
You could do that too.
You could do it too.
Well, I just show my caca hole on Instagram and I just make bands though.
You dress up, you go in gym, you get big and strong, you in the speedos, you put your dick print on,
All that.
you get your OnlyFans,
Maybe a piggy enough.
you understand?
You know,
Exactly, look. All these guys are big ass.
You just have to find your niche.
alright, cool. Talk.
But my
Maybe
thing
you
is-
need to post your foot.
I was not going to say that. That is our market, bro.
Serious.
And trust me, I was
That
just
OnlyFans
I was going to say that OnlyFans for my feet.
They are
The
fetish.
only reason I couldn't start is because you need your PayPal. And I actually did some like
I have PayPal.
no, you can
PayPal.
no. If you have PayPal while in Trinidad, you can still use it. You can't Trinidad, you can't create a PayPal right
I have
now
a US PayPal.
using a Trinidad account.
No, but I try and show you. I have a US
So you gotta get a
PayPal.
different account.
I go link it.
So please, can I use your PayPal to get my money now?
Yeah.
Because I swear to God, I was actually gonna make a
You're
few
painting yourself
because a
right?
few girls was telling me, "Oh, you are real nice." And I was like, "You have told me this before.
I mean, not that
You
nice.
have told me this
but
before."
cool.
In Blanche, you said, "Oh, you're a real nice fit, bro." So you have to say.
But yeah, you said she said
She
oh,
told me that
oh,
already.
okay,
She
cool,
told me that
cool.
already.
That's good. That's good.
Right? I mean, right now I ain't put on lotion, but you know. No, but even Instagram models, I don't want them to ask
I try
something.
to tell my kings, take care of all this.
Kings,
Yourself,
right.
dog. Cream yourself. You understand?
Don't worry.
As my body butter,
If that big man leaving the house without cream in the skin, dog, you can't be
that's
getting on.
unacceptable, King. That's unacceptable.
When you see, when you was buying me today, what happened?
I don't know. I was
You're gonna get forehead shining right
And
now,
that-
and
and
you need AC.
You was getting dressed up. I didn't want to look.
I cream my skin. You dig? I don't play.
Yeah, but the question isn't whether you cream your skin. Do you wash your legs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
And
people
first
do
I
not
dread.
wash their legs.
I feel like
They
this.
just let
They
it.
just let
Yeah,
so
water
brown.
run down now.
Yeah, first I just wash my caca hole too. But first
Yo,
I
yo,
dread,
King.
dog. First I dread. When I just cream my skin, dog, I just put baby oil on in the where the areas are prone to chafing now.
Right. So
Prevent
under the knee and thing.
And in the groin area,
The
now,
inner
you
thigh.
understand? The groin area. You understand? I take care of myself,
Niggas
dog.
making
You know it is you jamming.
Moist.
You know it is you jamming. Close off and big white patch between your legs. What kind of thing is that?
I have never experienced that
That's a
thing.
disgusting word. Moist.
Niggas making sure they're moist out here, dog. That's cool. That's cool. I admire you,
You take care
King.
of yourself, dog.
Yeah, I agree with
You
you.
see,
man.
what a little pass off my table.
Butter?
It's lip balm.
That shit, yeah.
Lip balm.
Nah, shit. I using that shit.
I was bullied into buying
Yeah,
lip balm.
spit though.
Gotta take care of
Into
Yeah,
yourself.
so-
Vaseline. I was bullied. They was like, dog.
Nah, I have a.
That when I was managing the location, I was like, dog, you can't be we manager.
And your
Yeah,
lip
lipstick.
crusty.
I'm not, huh?
I ain't lipstick.
And your lip crusty. No, your lip crusty.
So
I
yeah,
don't know, let's call that
I
lipstick.
started just buying the little thing of Vaseline.
Nah, I have a. I pay a lot
Use
for
a
that.
finger and touch your lip.
You put your finger and you just, yeah.
Yeah, you don't wash your hands.
Nah, the lip balm I buy, I pay
Because
about.
that's what I don't like now, boy. The fact that you had to just touch your lip now, boy.
I buy a hemp base.
So my hand ain't clean now.
I buy a hemp base. Lip balm, dog. I pay like $6 US.
Yeah, they don't see it. So.
Pay about $6 US for that lip balm. Hemp based quality.
Hemp-based lip
So
balm.
is he benefiting in being hand-based, sorry?
I don't know.
It's natural.
Okay, it just feel good saying it was hand-based, right?
Yeah, I feel good.
And that's good.
I don't know. Whoever, you know, these people who know all the skincare products, they might say, but hemp based.
Hand-based, yeah, that's impressive, bro. I mean, I felt impressed.
Yeah.
So,
I just feel like that's what they have hemp based on the thing, so I feel like I had to mention it.
yeah, and that's important.
That's a pointer.
Why are you doing this?
So I want to introduce a little mental health minute and kind of check in with all of you
Oh,
because
no.
I know that
We fucked.
you know is there's a phenomenon called the pandemic wall that a lot of people hitting, you know, like runner's wall. When you're running a marathon and you just hit the wall, you feel like you just can't go any further. So I wanted to check in with all of you and find out how are you all managing, how is your mental health, and are you hitting the pandemic wall where you feel you're about to lose it, you can't go anymore.
I am phenomenal right now.
Alright.
I feel what's dangerous is that plenty of my happiness is based on work. So like when things good at work, things great. When things not good at work, I like, you know, and so that is my problem. But right now, things good with me. I see my boys relatively often. I see this man every day.
So you all are back at it.
We're back now. We had a podcast now. We're gonna meet up, talk shit, drink rum. I good right now. I good. And honestly, I not really. Yeah, to be honest, I'm missing like no carnival. They say no little fete, no little nothing, only little limes party. I'm missing them things. I ain't gonna lie. I get my own secretly. So.
Nice.
You amigo?
Militant, angry person.
Yeah. Now I think as of right now, compared to where I was at like months ago, so like just in mid 2020, compared to then, I feel like in a much better space because optimistic, I should say. I feel good at what's to come now. Regarding the pandemic, I would say that I've become nonchalant. I ain't really studying it as much as I was before. I don't know if it's just because it probably not happening much around me, or I just don't feel sick, or I just don't know anybody that's sick or whatever. But I just not taking it on that.
It's become normal now, right?
Yeah. I mean.
And we deal with
the
it
frustration.
Yeah, true. We had first-hand experience.
Yeah, true.
We had
yeah, we did.
Yeah.
You too.
Not me though.
Nah, he wasn't there.
I wasn't.
By the day after.
Yeah, you been come by me and infect me.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we didn't infect. None of us were infected.
We were told by the doctor.
But
I still don't know my results.
I was told, I was told to quarantine.
Yeah.
And I was associated with these guys, so I give them a heads up.
Appreciate it.
After coming by my house.
But yeah, since that I have
But you
didn't
didn't
take
come
on that
with the
situation at
I was
all.
there.
Yeah, I didn't take on that situation at all since then though. But as of right now, let me know I talked to all about the changes I willing to make and stuff though. And I just feel so optimistic about what's to come for me though.
I would say because something happened and I was proud the way that you handled it now. I know in the past you might just get down and give up and I was like, damn, this man act like if you know, so I was proud of it when I said I'll tell you after.
Growth, nice.
So I feel really good right now. Optimistic again.
Right.
What about you?
I personally, I hit the wall?
The wall.
I hit the wall. I personally.
What's this pandemic? What you mentioned?
It's just a state of mind, you know, when you feel like all your coping skills kind of depleted, you don't know how to cope anymore, you're spinning out, you're feeling like you're out of control, you might be engaging in certain behaviors that are, you know, negative. So it's really just a psychological state that a lot of people find themselves coming into, especially like internationally. So like the UK, California, they're seeing their second wave, a lot of surges, a lot of deaths, lockdown. So people are starting to lose hope. And that's the wall that you're hitting. You're feeling like you're not able to go beyond this moment.
And again, specific to the pandemic, or they
Yes,
just how they feel during this time?
specific to the pandemic, because we're coming up on a year, you know, in March it will be a year.
That's crazy.
I mean, to be honest with us, around since what, late 2019?
Yeah, November 2019. So it's a while.
That's the distinction. I feel like the distinction for me, I don't feel like it's a pandemic wall, it's just a wall in general. Because like I was telling you, the things I was dealing with during it's not as a result of the pandemic, but I was dealing with it during the pandemic now.
On top
of
of
it,
the
yeah.
pandemic.
I was dealing with some difficult things. So I had some dark times.
Yeah.
Same,
But
yeah.
I'm trying to pull myself out of it. I feel like 2021 should be better. If the apocalypse is not.
Alright, anything else you want to give before we close off this season 2 premiere?
And we had a lengthy discussion, so I don't want to add too much.
Yeah.
But
There's some things on my list that I didn't check.
you know, yeah, me too. We didn't hit all this stuff, but the conversation flow either way. So, how about you? You know, just like hot ones now. we give you a time slot there because this is a massive,
There's a time
a
to-
massive reach now. So make use of this.
So use your program.
A massive reach. I mean, my thing is, and that's why I wanted to check in with you guys. Mental health. I'm seeing a lot of like surges in anxiety. In the therapy rooms, I'm seeing a lot of OCD starting to pop up. So people dealing with a lot of hard things, and it's for an extended amount of time. So I would say just keep checking in with your friends or your family. Keep checking on yourself if you have nobody else, and know when you need to seek help. And yeah.
As the thing with seeking help could be costly.
It can be, but there are options out there, and there are a lot of options out there, and sometimes there are professionals like myself who would be willing to work with someone and see how best to get them the support that they need. So
Like personally, before I had my session with you, I've seen a lot of counselors. Did absolutely nothing for me. You're the first person who had a breakthrough it. So, but
Yeah,
I was fortunate.
Similar across it. I might show it.
But what I'm I was fortunate enough to have the sessions free. Understand?
yeah.
But a lot of people, and the free sessions that they usually, because I had free sessions, or most of the, I had 2 or 3 paid sessions, no matter what I paid for. But most of the sessions I had free did absolutely nothing for me. Understand? So,
Well, it's about fit too, and it's about the skill of the professional. You have to be able to tailor your approach to the person. Like, it's not a one size fits all. Everybody's dealing with different things. Everybody have different personalities, and my approach may not work for everybody. So yeah.
The conclusion I wanted to come to is that you could try it again with other people, because it might not work with other people, but you might eventually find it.
Yeah, definitely, and it's worth exploring. Is really a lot of couples too. Like, a lot of people. I don't know. Maybe, as I say, maybe the apocalypse is coming, but a lot of people just kind of like, yeah, I know about to live through this pandemic with this person. Like, I can't take it anymore. So just try and keep it together. You know, there's hope out there. It will end eventually, and yeah, you know, don't fight your friends.
I fight, you know, I don't care what you
This man wake up every morning and choose violence.
do. Yeah.
What about you? You hit the pandemic wall? Alyssa?
Me? My pandemic wall was probably in July of 2020. It's a lot with a young child and trying to work from home and really carrying everybody's, you know, because you think about your clients and you do work for your clients outside of the session. You have to plan things and all of that. So I was working all of the time. So I came into 2021 a little bit tired, and you know, life does happen, but I don't think I hit the wall yet. I still have, but it's because I choose not to hit the wall. It's a mental game, much like running. And you know, when you're doing a marathon, you just have to get over that mental block. The wall isn't a real wall. You believe there's a wall there. You believe you cannot go on, but you can go on, and all you have to do is choose to go on. You know, you always have choice in your behavior. Every day you have to wake up and make a choice, because you could choose not to go to work and not get paid, or you could go to work and be annoyed with your coworkers. So you have a choice. It may not be options. It may not be options that you like, but you always have a choice. So just choose to go on. Just choose to go on.
I remember a conversation we had in these sessions where I was telling you that I feel like when people open up to me, and that's why I didn't like opening up to people, because I feel like I placing burdens on them when I open up to them. Like, so it's refreshing to hear that sometimes you carry these things with you.
Yeah.
When these people confide in you.
Yeah. We choose to do this work, you know. We choose to do the work because we want to see people succeed. I always say, it's very funny. I always joke and say I don't like people. Like, I don't like to
Is that a joke?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. It had to be a joke. I have to convince myself it's a joke. But I don't like the behavior of people. I think it is. But I do this work because I hope that people will do better. That's why I do the work. Because, I mean, sometimes it is do and say some real nonsense. A lot of the time. Like, 98% of the time.
The beginning of the podcast.
Yeah. So
The beginning.
We spoke
all
about
throughout.
that. The person we spoke about that.
Oh.
It's like
I tell you mainly like the first episodes. I was gonna say all the episodes we talking.
Yeah,
Talking shit.
but yeah, I hope that everybody can get through it. I'm very concerned about children. Like I'm real concerned about children. And I don't know if there are any teachers that listen, but yeah, we're gonna have it in for us when
we
children.
get back.
There were children who were born during this pandemic that don't know people outside of their house.
Yeah.
Like they just don't know that. That is not part of their world. Which is strange. So could you imagine when we have to come back out?
We were talking about that coming up here.
Yeah. I think we're gonna wear masks for the rest of our lives.
No, I have fears of that. I have real fears of a lot of things. Like I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I take heed of these conspiracy theories. Like I don't just dismiss them. So a lot of these things when they happen, or a lot of these things that are spoken about, it resonates with me. So I just like to I keep on mental. I'll basically keep in red receipts in my head. So if it does or does not happen, I can say, hey boy.
I had known. I had known. But yeah, it's a lot. It's scary. It's scary out there.
Alright guys. I feel like that brings us to the end.
Yes.
I'm gonna hit your bio for the listeners.
If you have the whole episode,
yeah. And I just realized it's all connected. It was levels to this ish.
Levels to this ish.
Yeah.
True.
With your consent?
Yeah.
It's important.
Because you know here, we love consent.
Of course, yeah.
That's good.
Alright guys. So we'll probably enjoy the return of the Podfathers. Looking to do it bigger and better this season. And seasons to come. We had Alyssa on. Let me tell a little information on Alyssa, who was actually our first official guest, and she's a psychology professional with over about 7 years experience now.
Yeah.
She shares her opinions. No, this is actually, I just read the bio there.
They can read it before.
I put it up and I was like, it's going to be exact thing. We clipped out. But, and I know you do a lot of work, especially with couples as well.
Yeah, with couples.
So
Yeah.
this is just Alyssa giving her little 2 cents with a couple of knuckleheads and fussy. Because last time I said you're all knuckleheads, she was like, hey. All is knuckleheads. It's not knuckleheads. But yeah guys, all you know what to do. Or you could follow me at Trini Wallace on Twitter, Real Wallace1 on IG, or you could follow Rastaman Fussy on both platforms. Or you could follow Jovan at Jovan on both platforms.
Yeah, not active on Twitter, but yeah, cool.
Yeah, girls, don't forget, or you could DM Fussy. No promises he won't respond, but it was a try, shoot all the shot. And or you could follow the podcast on Twitter at Just Will Talk Pod, and on Instagram Just Will Talk Podcast. We out.
For sure.
Sound the big thing there.